for the polo game. If we advance, if we were ever fortunate enough to continue to play, you will never see me in a suit. Matter of fact, the first time I wore a polo in an NCAA game, I actually asked the NCAA representative the day prior to the game if it was okay if I did that in this tournament, and I got the thumbs up, so I can never look back.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
It is a recruiting Thursday here on The Morning Rush, and this is going to be centered more around Arkansas basketball. How much of an impact has making this Sweet 16 run had with the Arkansas basketball brand? When you look ahead to football in 2021, are you expecting this Arkansas offense or this Arkansas defense to be better? What are you expecting this morning? Got Nolan Richardson on SEC this morning yesterday. He gave his fair share of comments on this basketball team. We will get into what he said about how this feels like that this team could actually win a championship. It hadn't felt like that in 25 years. And you heard at the top of our open, Eric Musselman talking about the suit culture that he no longer is a part of. I want to ask you this morning if you think that can be replicated in other areas of your life, if you could convince your significant other when in years past you've had to wear a suit at certain events, if you can get away with polos now. So we'll see if people agree or disagree with those statements coming up. Where do you want to go?
Don't you know, just a quick comment on
Yeah.
that. Don't you know there are, I don't know, dozens, hundreds of coaches around the country that are just jealous of Eric Musselman because their AD won't let them get away with what he does? Coat and tie is required by their administration, and they look at him and they're like, man, I got to win some more games so I have some leverage so I don't have to wear this tie anymore. Because no one enjoys doing that day in, day out. And I mean, I don't mind every now and then, the occasional wedding, the occasional memorial service, where you need to, kick it up a notch, dress it up a little bit. But, man, can you imagine having to do that more or less day in, day out in your job? So, I mean, every coach I bet around college basketball, particularly around the SEC, looks down that floor to him and says, man, I wish my AD let me do that. So.
Yeah, I'm with you on that because I'm not a big suit guy. I'm a polo and jeans, polo and khaki shorts, polo and khakis guy. I've never been a suit, but there's certain areas. You mentioned something like a funeral, a wedding. I'm not a huge fan of when guys wear polo shirts and nice dress pants to wedding. I think you should either wear
fit into your environment.
Yeah. So, but I'm curious though, if this continues and Musk keeps gaining traction here in Arkansas, can you convince your significant other of certain events that you've always worn a suit to in the past? Can you not convince? But honey, Eric Musselman, he doesn't wear. He doesn't do that. Well, I guess, sweetheart, because Musk does it. You don't have to
make it cool to get rid of the necktie. So, how you feeling about this weekend? I mean, you're leaving today. We're all of our shows kind of begin from Indy today because right after the show, it's wheels up for you, headed back to the Circle City.
Yep.
Did
we figure that out? Is it the Circle City?
That I heard someone else say that this week.
Okay, then you're good.
So I don't Google that for us there, SmackDown. I think that's what the name of the city is. I heard someone else reference it to that because you were downtown, isn't it all kind of configured in circles? Mm-hmm. I think that's what they call it.
That doesn't.
I think I heard Phil say that, so I got a trusted source on that.
Trusted Mr. Elson. Yeah, it was a cool downtown. There's a couple things to do. I know the basketball team went to the aquarium earlier this week. There's a couple museums, the Capitol building, the canal. There's some places that you can definitely enjoy as a Razorback basketball fan heading up to Indianapolis.
Are they known as the Circle City? Did Phil say that? I think I heard Phil say
I've heard. Yeah, Phil said that. According to Wikipedia, so take that for what you will. Indianapolis, two nicknames: the Crossroads of America and the Railroad City.
Railroad City.
Apparently, railroad. Well, never mind. That was when it became an actual city. So
all right, so
I'll keep
the
doing
Railroad
some,
City. You're headed to the Railroad City. So there you go.
The Railroad City.
Yeah.
There was
we'll put you on a train to get there.
Was it tram car? What's the train
Amtrak.
company? Amtrak. There was one that there was an Amtrak stop on our way to Indianapolis that we done. Have you ever ridden on a train for a trip?
No extended. No, not
extended.
Not an extended period of time.
That's something I'd like to do someday.
My father-in-law was talking about that earlier this week. I stopped in to chat with him for a minute and see him and my mother-in-law, and he said, "Man, when this COVID stuff's over, we're gonna get on a train." And my mother-in-law was shaking her head like, "No, I'm not." But yeah, he wants to get on a train, ride all the way out to the ocean, and ride up, to Oregon and back over and down, do a big loop.
But the mother-in-law says no.
And she's like, "Yeah, I mean, I'll let them battle that one out." But I tell you, the train ride I'd like to do is through the Grand Canyon. I've watched those specials you'll see on Travel Channel or whatever.
That would be fun.
That looks neat. That looks neat. Or the one up through Canada into Alaska. That would be neat.
Would be. I think that would be fun. JT in Hot Springs text in. He says, "Not a chance. My wife agrees that I never have to wear a suit again." I wonder what Mrs. Danielle feels about that. Do you think she cares?
I don't
think
think
she's
cares.
cool?
But she comes from a background and an environment, in television where suits and ties are the minimum, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll see anyone on Sports Center, anyone at ESPN that's not suited up. So that's just the way that, that's the environment she came from. I think we have become a more relaxed environment, and suits and ties are more optional today than they were before. I've got a closet full of them. I bet I've got 15 suits, man. Never wear them. I mean, how many times have you ever seen me in a suit?
I don't know if I ever have.
Exactly.
I think I have 3.
I bet I got 15 of them. I probably half of them fit still, but I've got 15 of them.
I bought one for a wedding this past year, and it's pretty nice. That's probably the nicest one I own. But outside of that,
don't let them bury me in a suit.
What do you want to be buried in?
I don't know, but not a suit. So I never wear a suit. That's what I never understood. People that never wear suits. I've seen family members and friends. Guy never wore a suit in his life. He wore overalls every day. Let's put him in a suit. What? Don't let him do that to me. Put me in overalls. I never wear overalls, but I'd rather be in overalls than a suit.
I've worn overalls to Arkansas events before, so if you want to bury me in overalls, you're more.
Give me some of them red and white striped ones from the campus store up there. I'll wear those.
You are more than happy to bury me in overalls. I'm trying to think what I would.
Just whatever it is, a bag of Doritos, please. In my arm. Cradle a bag like a baby.
Just have it next to you.
A bag of nacho cheese Doritos in there with me.
Richard gets on us on our VotaLaw.com live stream. Tommy, he said he lives here, and it is the Circle City. So you're all right on that. So,
well, I don't know. I was just copying Phil, what Phil said, because Phil's been more well-traveled in his sports ventures than me, so. Never been to Indiana. In fact, as I've said a few times, never been to Indiana. So.
It's a cool place, man. I'd never been prior to this trip, and there's always things. I just like exploring cities in general, regardless
I want to get to every state in the union at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to get to all 50 of them bad boys.
Cross it off the bucket list, regardless if it's a big-time city or not.
Our live coverage at Indy more or less begins today, as Ty will be on the road as soon as the show is over. Got some great folks helping get you there, including Forest Grid Incorporated, My Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Shelter Insurance, Chris Dooley, bringing us our coverage live from Indy. We're going to be there all weekend long. We're going to have special pre- and post-game events on the Internet. So if you're watching right now, our beautiful smiling faces this morning at 6:09 in the morning, this is the place you'll come right here for pre- and post-game coverage, right here on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Ty's got the list.
Twitch. Those are the 4.
All the places you can go to watch what we got going on prior to and after the games this weekend's. I hope it's games plural. So
you want it to be multiple games this weekend.
A lot going on there. We'll be telling you about.
Got to take over against Oral Roberts on Saturday night in order for that to happen. All right, coming up, let's talk Arkansas football. Offense or defense? Who's going to be better in 2021?
On the Road to the Final Four with the Hogs is presented by Forest Grid Incorporated, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley.
Individual awards and all that, that's all cool, but I'm here for the confetti.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Shangri-La Resort. They're going on their 65th year, giving you some of the memories you treasure to this day. Take it from me, I grew up going there. The Carrs are going on their 3rd generation of taking care of you. Mama Carr makes the best pie in all of Arkansas, and they wake up at 3 in the morning just to start making them. Check them out online at ShangriLaResort.net and check out their Facebook and Instagram pages for some of the best scenery in the natural state. Shangri-La Resort, a touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
Fort Smith's best option for PCR COVID testing is fast, accurate, and delivers next-day results. Arkansas' own Natural State Laboratories has a PCR COVID drive-through location at Community Bible Church from 8 till 1 Monday through Friday. No appointment is necessary, there's no out-of-pocket cost, and test results are available the very next day. Whether you've been exposed, have symptoms, need to travel, or just need peace of mind, PCR COVID testing is available Monday through Friday, 8 till 1 at Community Bible Church at 9201 Dallas Street from Natural State Laboratories.
It's Truck Month at Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford, and all remaining 2024 trucks are at least $10,000 off. New 2020 Ford F-150s as low as $32,999. 2020 Ford EcoSports as low as $19,995. And 2020 Ford Mustangs as low as $24,995. Less than 12 2020 Fords remain, and they have to go. Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
For more than 80 years, Forsgren Inc. has been building the foundations of the River Valley and beyond. Forsgren is now hiring experienced dump truck drivers. CDL Class A or B license with medical card is required. Apply now online at forsgreninc.com. Forsgren is a heritage company and a premier employer, offering top wages and benefits. Apply today at forsgreninc.com. Apply online today. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
We've got the wings, you've got the mouth. Watch basketball the right way with Buffalo Wild Wings. Get the breakaway bundle and receive 30 award-winning wings for only $29.99. 15 traditional and 15 boneless, plus fries for only $29.99. Order takeout or delivery online through the Beat Ups app. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. What are you waiting for? Watch with wings and get buckets. Available at participating locations for a limited time, dine-in, and takeout only. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Chris Dooley for a free insurance review. 646-6792.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers. Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing, and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
If you're looking for an all-you-can-eat destination, head to the Catfish Kitchen in Van Buren. Now serving family-style all-you-can-eat dinner. Catfish, chicken tenders, fried shrimp, fries, and all the fixins. All you can eat for only $22.95. Add crab legs for just $20 more. They still have the 2- and 4-piece dinners available. Head to the Catfish Kitchen in Van Buren. Now open Thursday through Saturday, 11 till 8. Sundays, 11 till 3. The Catfish Kitchen at the top of Longtown Hill, across from the police station in Van Buren.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
The pitch. He struck him out swinging, and the Razorbacks will get out of Texas with a perfect 3-0 record.
The Morning Rush and Halftime will be live at Game Day Lodge in Branson, April 5th and 6th. Check out the Game Day Lodge on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Airbnb.
When you look at this football team in 2021, you look at Traylon Burks, KJ Jefferson, Traylon Smith, that improved offensive line. That's the offensive side of things. That's Kendall Briles and getting a full offseason. Defensive-wise, the most returning playing time in the Southeastern Conference, top 15 returning production in the country. That would lead you to believe that both units are going to be improved. But which one's going to be better? We'll get to that coming up here on the Morning Rush.
Brought to you by World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH is the number to get a hold of Ben and his crew at World of Wireless. Now is a great time to make the switch. If your cable bill, your current satellite plan has really reached the limit of your wallet, $120, $30, $140.
It's not fun, man.
Mine a while back got to $150. I made the move to Dish because I was tired of it. Now, 3 TVs in your house, most common plan Ben gets a call about. They can get you in for $79.99 a month. That's all your favorite channels, HD in every room, whole home DVR. So, hey, if you're paying twice that or 50% more than that, why keep just giving your money away? It's simple. It's a phone call away. 877-305-DISH for WOW World of Wireless.
All right, so this offense, this defense, when you just initially think about it, it's hard to determine. There could be injuries. There could be things happen between now and the first game, which is the first weekend of September, correct? They don't have that weird week in August.
I had that schedule here somewhere.
Where are you at right now?
Well, last year no one thought the defense was going to be any good at all, right? Maybe this offense can overcome poor defense and help them win a game or two. And defense was really the reason you won. A big part of why you won the 3 you won and kept you in some games that you might not have been in otherwise. So I think the easy first answer is to say the offense is going to be better than the defense, but we were wrong about that. Same thing I said last year, and I think it was more 50-50 last year, wouldn't you? I mean, there were some games the defense didn't look good, but defense looked better than expected in many games last year. The question becomes with the defense, if you're going to go, and I know Clay said earlier this week they had 4 down linemen a lot in the scrimmage Saturday, but if you're going to go even with 4, but certainly with 3, who do you have to get a pass rush? And that's going to determine whether or not your defense is effective, is who can be the Jonathan Marshall guy to push the center back into the quarterback and be the nose if you go with 3 in that odd front and disrupt things, make things happen up front. That's what I got to see. Is it Dorian Gerald coming off the end? Is it somebody else inside that's going to just bull rush? To me, the key to the defense is who's going to get to the quarterback.
It has to be.
Right? And that's pretty basic and simple, but that's what I don't have an answer to yet.
And I'm curious if you get an answer at some point this spring or when it gets closer to fall camp and you just wonder, hey, is this guy emerging? Is that guy emerging? But we don't talk enough about getting to the quarter. Or maybe we do talk too much about it because it was so lacking for this Arkansas defense this past year.
We had 5 sacks in the scrimmage or whatever from Tom's report from the scrimmage, and we'll have Tom later on in the show. How much of that's offensive line? How much of that's defensive line? How much of that, as Sam Pittman said, quarterback's got to get rid of the ball sooner. So, listen, it's first big scrimmage last weekend. A lot of that stuff will get ironed out, but I need to see that, hey, they can't protect the quarterback because we got some men on the defensive side, and I don't think we're there yet.
We've talked about how this spring a lot of sports across Arkansas athletics have been awesome. National champion.
A lot of national rankings.
Indoor track for women's. Basketball team, unanimous number 1. This basketball team getting its first Sweet 16 for the first time since 1996. Does that put any substantial pressure on the football team this year based on how seemingly every spring sport had success? I think the expectation for this team this year should be get to a bowl game. At least 6 wins. And I don't think that's a take that is over the top by any means. And I know Sam Pittman and his staff have much higher aspirations for that. But if you ask me right now, on March the 25th, the expectation, I think, should be to get to a bowl game.
I don't think that's unreasonable. I mean, you won 3 conference games. You had 10 tries last year. But the teams you beat are back on your schedule. The 2 Mississippi schools you should have beat. You should have beat Missouri last year, as we well know. That's a team that you feel like you're at least even with. They got to come to your place. So, I think 3 SEC wins, and then obviously you've got to win those non-conference games with everyone except Texas. I think Texas is going to be a good football team. Could maybe the emotion of the day and the moment help lift you? Perhaps, but right now none of us could or should pick Arkansas to be the better team the day you play Texas. You only got to be better that one day. So I think 6 is a reasonable number. Should that be the expectation? I don't know. But your question was, is the success around campus, will it be contagious or should it add pressure to this program? I think football always has pressure, man. I mean, maybe internally in those staff meetings and people talking, maybe it does raise the bar internally. I don't think from a fan perspective, though, really changes a lot because I think out here we view football as its own animal, and we already have a lot of expectations.
I'm just wondering from Hunter Yurchek's vantage point, he's seen all these other –
I think he knows it's possible. Hey, if we can do it over here in pick the sport. Gymnastics is in the postseason. I don't know how you really correlate, an Olympic sport or a spring sport to why you should be good in football. But what you can draw from that is, hey, the administration, the structure, the foundation, all of it's in place to have success. Mm-hmm. That's not what's holding you back. Is we don't have the structure from the top down to make football successful, because clearly if you got a successful soccer team and softball team, and you just keep going down the list of all the things that have success.
This isn't Vanderbilt University where there's limits because of the school's lack of initiative to sink money into athletics. We've seen
that's a nice way of saying they don't care.
Yeah. We've seen that Arkansas through many years will do a lot of things to sink money, particularly in the football program. And you've seen wealth's been spread across the board.
And particularly the female sports where, a lot of people in recent times have compared what happened in the men's tournament to the women's tournament. But listen, what has happened over the last 20 years or 25 years to lift and enhance and bring quality to the women's sports? Arkansas is a great example of many schools that have taken those female programs and those women's programs and really taken them to another level with the money invested and the quality they put into it. And Arkansas is no different in that regard. So they invest a lot into the women's sports.
And you've seen certain women's sports, the softball team this year, the soccer team in years past, the basketball team have success. Not because of just the men, but obviously their own coaching, their own players and stuff. But it's, what'd you say, the rising tide that lifts all boats?
Yep, that's a good one.
That's an applicable lesson when it comes to talking about this. All right, coming up, quick kitty headlines here. What happened in the Memphis series last night?
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
We had 2 people over here cooking mess out in the back barn behind the house.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Burton Pools and Spas has the perfect solution for buying a pool without breaking the bank. Enjoy quality family time this summer while keeping cool when the temperatures get hot with a semi-in-ground pool. 15-foot pools start at just $99.97 at Burton Pools and Spas. Enjoy your semi-in-ground pool this year from Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
It's time to say goodbye to contacts, glasses, or bifocals with LASIK or clear lens exchange by Volvision in Northwest Arkansas. Mention ESPN for $500 off your LASIK or clear lens exchange procedure. A quick 15-minute procedure, easy 24-hour recovery no matter your age. Freedom from contacts and glasses is an option for you. Volvision, the official eye care providers of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Go Hogs!
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936. The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson, with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
There's an old saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Hi, this is Scott at Calico County. 2021 is here, and no doubt a lot has changed in the last year. But something that has stayed the same is Calico County's award-winning food. Great portions that are fresh and always cooked from scratch. Something that we have changed is improved curbside service for those of you that don't want to fight the crowds. And of course, we will never change those great cinnamon rolls that everyone loves. So for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, it's Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue, behind Randall Ford.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Fort Smith's best option for PCR COVID testing is fast, accurate, and delivers next-day results. Arkansas Zone Natural State Laboratories has a PCR COVID drive-thru location at Community Bible Church from 8 till 1 Monday through Friday. No appointment is necessary, there's no out-of-pocket cost, and test results are available the very next day. Whether you've been exposed, have symptoms, need to travel, or just need peace of mind, PCR COVID testing is available Monday through Friday, 8 till 1 at Community Bible Church at 9201 Dallas Street from Natural State Laboratories.
Frank Roll Furniture is your Made in the USA headquarters. We carry as many Made in the USA products as we can, including Jackson & Catnapper sofas and lugs, Speed Queen washers and dryers, and Serenity mattresses. This month, we are offering special pricing on cash and finance. We are family owned and offer in-store no credit check financing. Visit us at FrankRollFurniture.com. Frank Roll Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Drops it in to Sarr. Sarr from midcourt. Pass stolen away by Davis to the other end. Arkansas wins the game.
Listen to every Razorback NCAA tournament game right here.
Quick and headlines coming up here on the Morning Rush. I want to talk about what happened in the baseball game last night and a few other things in just a sec.
You know, you brought me back that cocktail sauce from Indy, from St. Elmo's.
What'd you have?
I was dying to try. I had to have some shrimp. I mean, you kind of got to have shrimp. I mean, what else you use cocktail sauce for? So I was on my way home, and I remembered River City Bistro has put a shrimp dinner, fried shrimp dinner, on their menu. It's one of their specials. It's not on the regular menu. It's just a special they have, and they're always adding something, different on there. Fried shrimp's kind of on there right now. Took the fried shrimp they had, and they had a really good cocktail sauce with theirs. Kind of used it for my French fries. It comes with French fries, coleslaw, and Bruce loaded me up, and my daughter loves fried shrimp. So we had fried shrimp. Now, that cocktail sauce you brought me, as I said, it will get you full and undivided attention.
A lot of fire.
Extra. Well, it's not fire. It's just it's horseradish heat. And if you've not had horseradish, go get you just a spoonful of horseradish straight, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But great shrimp there at River City Bistro. One of the many specials. Has always some great soups. Things like cream of asparagus. Now, normally that would never sound good to me. I've tried it just to try it. Excellent. Their corn chowder, the chicken noodle soup. And right now, with the patio and some of these days we're having where it's 70 degrees, 75 degrees, the sun is shining, there is no better place to enjoy brunch on the weekends or a great evening meal with your family than at River City Bistro. Check out their full menu. It's a Pittsburgh-style deli, so they're going to have things like Reuben's and the turkey Devonshire, which is unique and different. You like the chicken caprese.
Mm-hmm. And I like the chicken gyro and blackened chicken.
Did you not
Alfredo.
try the chicken cordon bleu over there?
No, I've had it. It's very good as well.
It's very good. I like the chicken cordon bleu. Salads, soups. You can get a half salad and soup. I mean, they got a little bit of everything. And we mentioned the brunch. Weekends is brunch time, Saturday and Sunday at River City Bistro. Love this place. 7320 Rogers Avenue, Stonewood Village Shopping Center. By the way, they have full bar, too. So you can have a cocktail, a cold beer, whatever you want with your meal as well, or mimosas and screwdrivers and stuff on the weekend. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Arkansas wins the series against the Memphis Tigers 2-0. They beat them 9-4 last night. Also got some news that Patrick Wicklander is going to start game one against Mississippi State. Now, we haven't spent a great deal of time on this upcoming Mississippi State series this weekend because the basketball team is really taking up the majority of our time this week. But it's a 2-versus-3 matchup, as we were talking about before the show.
Goliath on Goliath. I mean, you got a awesome baseball weekend, and if this was in Fayetteville, just this one happens to be in Starkville. Can you imagine? I know in a normal year, you can't tailgate and do all that, but even with the diminished size of the crowds, and I'm hoping that gets lifted even more when the end of the month comes, and maybe the governor's looking at things a little bit differently for venues and things around our state. Just the buzz there would be around Baum Walker if this was here. In a year where basketball wasn't having the success, and let's be honest, for 25 years, basketball's been done by now. So we would have full focus and attention. But this is going to get lost in the mix, and that's okay. But you've got a huge baseball weekend where you're just hoping to win one. I mean, this idea of, hey, we're going to go down there and sweep the Bulldogs, I hope I have to eat those words. That's not going to happen. I don't think either team probably should get swept, but you're hoping to win one. If you win two, you'll feel like you got out of town. You stole something there. So, I mean, this is a huge weekend.
Massive weekend for Arkansas sports.
I mean, there's only so many seats. It's musical chairs. You ever play that when you were in kindergarten or grade school?
Chairs.
Musical chairs.
It's more fun with alcohol.
Musical chairs are going to happen with the SEC teams at the end of the year for those top 8 national seeds and those teams that are going to get to host super regionals. There's going to be like 5 worthy teams in the SEC. They're not going to give them all a super regional because they're going to spread them out geographically. So this is a huge weekend for something like that where you may have Florida and Arkansas and Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. Those are 4 easy ones to name right now. And you got 5 or 6 teams in this league that are worthy, ranked in the top 10. And these head-to-head series may matter a lot when it comes down to evaluating those things. We'll see. But that's the kind of league you have this year.
It's where you're at. It's where you're at right now.
I could see the SEC with 3 or 4 super regional teams, top 8 national seeds, when it comes down to it, in late May.
We have been discussing a lot of Arkansas basketball. We'll come back to that just for a sec. Moses Moody ranked as the 8th best draft prospect on CBS Sports. This is the guy that was outside the top 40, outside the top 50 in certain recruiting rankings, has elevated his draft stock tremendously. And seeing him in the top 10 is to me is a credit to Eric Musselman, him, his parents, Mr. Kareem and Mrs. Rona, and just all the work that he's put in, not only in the offseason, but this season as well, continuously to get better. And I think NBA teams have been taking notice.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, give him credit because he's put in the work to get to this point, and I'm excited. When's the last time you've been excited? Now, you might be because you're a little more into it. When's the last time Arkansas fans in general have been excited to watch the NBA draft? From the get-go, from the start.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And
I think this year you'll have some. Yeah, I remember when Matt Jones came out in football, when Darren McFadden came out in football. Those were NFL drafts. Hey, I'm here from the first pick because I want to see where our guy goes. It's not just one of the things I'll get the updates on my phone or I'll read the order later. I'll look at the crawl when I get there. It was appointment TV. I've never made an appointment to watch the NBA draft.
You got to do that now?
I'm more interested now than I've ever been in the NBA draft. Moses Moody's going to get, I think, a lot of people interested in what happens and following it, and what the news of the day is kind of when this season's over. That's going to be I think an interesting follow.
I think you're right on that. George Pickens, Georgia wide receiver, saw this news hit the timeline yesterday. Unfortunately, has torn his ACL. This is what many believe is either the first or second best wide receiver in the SEC, in contention with Traylon Burks, but a big hit to the Bulldogs' offense and just their football team losing a caliber player like George Pickens. And it's March right now, so April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 6 months. ACLs are usually a 6 to 9 month recovery range. So I'm curious to see if he ends up stepping on the field for the Georgia Bulldogs this year.
Yeah, and midway through the year might be the best you could hope for, and you've been through a torn ACL. You don't want to come back too early.
Nope. You don't want to re-tear it.
Well, you want to be mentally right that, hey, this is good. I can plant, cut, go, do what I got to do. And I've never been through that. I've always kind of equated it to if you've ever had a car that would die on you and sputter. Boy, you didn't turn left in a lot of places because you knew there was a chance you get T-boned. Well, that knee's kind of the same way, I think. You're not going to pull out there and turn left into traffic with that knee until you know it's good because you don't want it to pop again. And I've never been through that, but I imagine that's kind of what it's like.
Harry Dog in Fayetteville says it's bad news for his Georgia Bulldogs. I guess he's a Georgia Bulldogs fan. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't.
Never root for injuries.
No, never root for injuries. And curious to see what comes out of this. All right, last headline before we talk a little bit about what Nolan Richardson had to say about this Arkansas basketball team. Did you hear about the headline that a Texas woman was arrested for shooting her fiance in the buttocks? Is that just
I read it in the notes last night. That was the first place I saw it.
Is that just a Texas headline or what when you see that?
It's usually a Florida man shot somebody, a family member. Or that time that tragically a Alabama man, following the Iron Bowl loss for Alabama, shot and killed a son who wanted to borrow the car keys to go to the store, and he was so mad at the game, pulled a weapon out and shot his son. I mean, that's the craziness you can have in some of these states. So it's usually a Florida man or an Alabama football fan.
If Mrs. Laura was going to shoot you for doing something or saying something, what would that be?
Oh, infidelity would be way up there.
Would it? Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Probably
shouldn't
I love cheat on
wife.
her.
Yeah, I love my wife.
I would stay away from doing that. I think most.
She might do something worse. That shooting me might be too quick and the pain would be over too quickly.
She
would probably drag out the agony.
Be like she'd take you down, like have you seen Princess Bride?
I don't remember it.
It's probably with your kids. Well, there's this scene, I'm forgetting the character's name, but they take him down and they stretch him out, and it's so painful because they're just literally pulling his limbs and stuff. I think she would orchestrate some type of torture chamber for you.
Yeah,
I say that she's like the nicest lady ever, but
Yeah, sometimes.
I only see her good side.
You only see her when she's baking something for you.
She's always
she's making you a cake or something.
She's always in a cheery mood when I'm over, and I try to be as respectful as possible because she
has to
very
drink
kind.
a lot when you're around.
Well, there are White Claws in the fridge, so we both take advantage of those.
All right, those are your quick-hitting headlines. They're brought to you by Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions and our buddy Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion. He was with us yesterday morning here on the show. He's with us every Wednesday, but you need to give him a call if you need any help with employee benefits, and that includes the health insurance, that includes the 401k plans, anything that's associated, dental, vision, life insurance, group life insurance, all of those things Brett can help you with. That's what he's doing now. So any commercial or personal insurance, business needs that you have, Brett Good's there for you. Here's his phone number, 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292 for Brett Good with Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions.
So I got a question. I left my laundry in the washer last night. Did not move it over to the dryer. Should I wash it again or just put it in the dryer
You're
this
good
morning?
for one day. It's when it's been in there 2 to 3 days that you got problems.
Okay,
yeah,
so I'm
I think you're good.
So I can tell my roommates just throw it in the dryer and I'll be okay.
Yeah, will they do that for you?
Yes, because I do stuff for them every once in a while.
Hell, I can't even get anybody in my house. It's my family on my payroll to do that for me.
Kiddos.
Time. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to stress that.
Dad, I'm in the middle of Fortnite. I can't pause it. It can't pause it. Well, it can't pause it. Oh.
To be fair,
that's what I'm going to invent. I'm going to invent a pause button on Fortnite.
To be fair, you can pause it, but you'll die if you pause it. And I don't even play Fortnite.
That's the number one excuse in our house. Hey, pause that. Oh, you can't pause it, Dad. I'll die.
Well, I remember when so there's certain games you can't pause. Like when my brother and I used to play NCAA football or NBA or some of the sports games, you can pause those and just circle back. But if you're in the middle of an intense Call of Duty or Halo game like my brother and I often were back in the day, and Jenkins can attest to this seemingly, my dad would say, all right, boys, come down for dinner, and be like, well, we're in the middle of a game. It's like, turn it off. It's like, no, we got to finish this game.
So you were at my house last night.
And then those conversations following the no did not go well.
Let me tell you something, though. Old Dad has a way of pausing that game.
Yeah.
You pull that plug on that modem, you can get some people's attention in my house real quick.
See, my dad never did that. He would just come upstairs and turn it off.
Well, I mean, same effect, but I mean, I don't have to go all the way upstairs. I can just slide right over that modem. That's handy and easy and convenient for me. And
plug it in, plug it back out.
Pull the plug out, and boy, you talk about weeping and wailing. Boy, you can get full and undivided attention when you take the power cord out of the modem.
They're downstairs, right?
Well, I've got them scattered and spread out, and that way they don't fight and fuss as much. Boy, I'm telling you, spring break is no spring break for my wife. I think she wishes I'd have taken them somewhere.
Why? Well, they could have. You should have sent them off to a spring break camp and then let her just go to relax somewhere.
I got home last night. My son's moving firewood. All right? What? Yeah. So what is going on here?
Wow.
Well, apparently it wasn't work. It was punishment. So he said the wrong thing, did the wrong thing. So his penance was to move 25 pieces of firewood from the wood pile to the wood rack. Just
he loved
back
that.
And forth. No, he didn't love that. She's figured out a new way to this spring break to get its attention. So, and give you some physical manual labor here.
Speaking of punishments, I know that when it comes to being coached by the great Nolan Richardson, the intense level was off the charts. And I think one of the things Nolan's noticed about Muss is he has maybe not the same level of intensity, but it's about as high up there as it gets.
I don't know. Muss may be more intense. I don't know.
You think so?
Maybe we just see it more because of the videos. But
with Nolan, I do want to play this clip that he had on SiriusXM coming up. There were players that were legitimately scared of him.
Oh, absolutely.
So what would be the running / punishments, the workouts and stuff that you think they'd have to do back in the day? The grueling, because we know about the practice that they had prior to Alabama where they wore or maybe it was after Alabama, where they wore the weight suits and stuff. And Jalen Williams.
With Muss,
with Muss. And Jalen Williams addressed that earlier this week, and other players have addressed that this year. They almost call that the turning point of this basketball team, so it obviously worked.
Mm-hmm.
What are Cleveland Hill? I know that was a big
Cleveland Hill was a big deal with Nolan.
Have you seen Cleveland Hill?
I've drove Cleveland Hill.
Okay,
I'm not running Cleveland Hill.
You've not run it?
Yeah.
I've gotten a ticket going down Cleveland Hill.
That's probably, I could see, easy to do.
That cop just not, and I was going, I was flying down it, so I understand it, but I was like, come on, dude. Is that the worst thing? Do you think they're just having to run that over and over again? Do you think that was the worst part?
Run till you puke. Yeah. Cleveland Hill would have to be up there. And there's a couple of those hills, I don't know what the names of them are.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of those hills on campus that I think they've run in the past that are kind of brutal. They're on campus.
You're mentally exhausted.
Well, you ever run up hills repeatedly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no fun.
It's a cool text from Chris in Fayetteville. He says, fun fact about Nolan, my great uncle was his freshman basketball coach at Texas Western, who was on staff with Don Haskins. Not Dan Haskins, Don Haskins.
Right.
He's sending Don Haskins. But we bring up
we
bring up Nolan for this particular point. He was on SiriusXM College yesterday, and here's what he had to say, just a partial clip, about this basketball team and just kind of the sense he's getting from fans and himself right now.
We got a chance to win a national championship again, Coach. So you're absolutely right. I haven't heard we got a chance to win a championship in a long, long time. And so now you've got all the kids are talking about it. It's nothing but great for our university. It's great for the community. I mean, with what we've been going through and this COVID-19, something good's got to happen in order to get our heads and our minds in the right direction.
And I think this basketball team and the football team and now the baseball team, if we're looking at the three major sports, they've taken some of the pain and suffering and boringness out of what's caused with COVID. Like I trusting the process yesterday, had on Rainwater, and the reason he's grown out his beard and looks like Santa Claus is because that's like a protest of sorts to COVID-19. He hasn't really left his house. I'm going to be honest. For the most part, I'm not clubbing and dubbing every single night, but my life hasn't changed that much because I'm 26 years old. I'm healthy and that. But like for some people, like your not brother-in-law, your father-in-law, your mother-in-law, they're not leaving. My grandparents, grandmothers, they're staying isolated. But one of the things that even they have talked to me about is the joy that they've received the past year or so because the football team has seemingly, there's some light that's coming out of that. This basketball team's the best basketball team in the last 20-some-odd years. The baseball team's unanimous number one. Arkansas sports have helped, to a certain extent, kind of pluck some happiness when there hasn't been a lot of happy things to be about this past year. So.
Right. Even football with 3 wins, people felt inspired and, hey, we're headed in the right direction. You've gotten the correct leader to at least get you out of the ditch here. Can you imagine if Ty Story and Western Kentucky had not come in here and beaten Chad Morris and somehow Chad survived one more year and how tough COVID would have become on top of that? At least you had something to look forward to with football. And I think for the most part delivered. Basketball has been a welcome surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball is kind of what we expect, honestly. But I think Nolan. A lot of times people don't want the records broken or their feats matched. They want to be the king of the mountain for as long as they can be. And hey, I get that. I'd probably be that way. But I think nobody wants this program to win a national championship as much as Nolan Richardson would love to see a repeat of what he accomplished in 1994. And I believe that because he knows what it means to this state. He's felt it. He created it, and he is still the godfather. I know that Eddie Sutton laid a great foundation for Nolan. We all know that, and Eddie took a program. Coach Sutton took a program that, was literally, we've talked about the sawdust floors in Barnhill Arena, a million times, and the two of them built something, and I'm sure it's, I don't know what the right word, not concerning, or painful, but man, it's just disappointing for Nolan to see everything that he worked so hard for and built up that no one's been able to recreate that. Because I'm telling you, there's an explosion with this fan base waiting. And this year we didn't get to see it because of all the restrictions.
Well, it's like what we discussed with the football players prior to this season, the Jake Beckett's, the Tyler Wilsons, the Darren McFaddens. Hey, you guys built something with the football program. You took it to an SEC championship, number 3 in the country, and now it's just lying in waste. Is that frustrating? And they were honest. They were open. It's like, yeah, like we didn't pour our blood, sweat, and tears to see this program in shambles,
right?
Which it doesn't look to be in the case anymore. But your illustration, your point about Nolan is it's even heightened because he won a national championship and got to another and got to 3 Final Fours. That, to me, he should be even more frustrated with where the basketball program was for so long.
He knows what it's capable
football
of.
Team. Yeah. And that's like, for example, Doug Gottlieb, Fox Sports, put out the other day, Arkansas has always been a sleeping giant. It's now awoken. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
And that is undisputable in the college basketball realm. If you have a college basketball analyst that says Arkansas is not on the potential or on the brink of bringing a blue blood again, then they're an idiot, and you should stop listening to them, because this season is just an absolute prevalent example of that. This upcoming recruiting class in 2022 with Darian Ford, with Nick Smith, with Khalil Ware, with Javion Guykeen, with Joseph Pinion, 5 top 100 kids, is another example of how talented this in-state recruiting is for Arkansas basketball. At home, you can't say that about football. It's here. It's now. This is what Eric Musselman, if he so chooses to stay for however many years, has to look forward to. Period. End of story. On top of that, Bud Walton's going to be full this next year. You lost one game at home with over 4,000 fans in attendance. You think attendance is going to drop off in the next couple of years after this team goes to the Sweet 16?
You better not. You better not procrastinate or put off your ticket renewal when it comes out. Somebody else will grab your seats. I don't know if they'll sell it hard out. TV has changed that. I don't know how many people will sign up unless they change the structure of the pricing and donations. And I know the upper deck corners and end zones don't require the donation like it does in other places. But you got to get back to the point, that magic level where you're so excited to just be in the building in any seat. And, yeah, I'll buy a full season's worth of tickets to sit upper deck corner on the very top row so I can hang my jacket on that chain link fence up there. And that's, that's where this program once was, where people were willing to pay money, hoping to move down some point in the next 2 or 3 years if someone else gave up their tickets, that they would sit in that seat just to have the tickets.
On top of everything.
I think you can get back to
Yeah, I know. On top of all that you just said, the team's not done. And they don't want to be done. Musk said that on the record. Other players said that on the they're not done. And they don't want to leave anytime soon.
Yeah.
You got to take care of Oral Roberts on Saturday night.
Hey, looking forward to doing some fishing on the White River this weekend. I'm going to tell you, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will be in the tackle box when I head to Gaston's this weekend. Do some fishing by day, basketball by night. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Suspending Rattling Rogue, the Smithwick Original Rogue, will help you catch them all. You can fish it extremely slow if they're not running current. Heavy current works still because it suspends and it will stay in the strike zone longer, helping me land that big brown or that trophy rainbow. Find it right now. Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Hour number 2 is on the way.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Car wrecks involving big rigs can be very complex, so the sooner you get me involved, the better. This is why you need to have my number in your phone, because this could be you. I'm Phil Votaw. You never met a lawyer like me.
I want to tell you what my friends Jason and Sarah Everett have to offer you at the Game Day Lodge. A pool table, the poker table, bago, arcades, private basketball court. There's an outdoor pool and also a heated indoor pool open year-round, just a few steps away from Game Day Lodge. Game Day Lodge is just a 5-minute drive to Moonshine Beach on Table Rock and just a 5-minute walk down to Table Rock Lake. 10 minutes from Silver Dollar City. This lodge has 10 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 2 laundry rooms, 2 fully equipped kitchens, and 17 televisions, plus an outdoor fire pit when it gets chilly outside. Game Day Lodge features some of your favorite teams, including Arkansas, Dallas, and Kansas City. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can make a reservation by just emailing them, reservations@lakelodges.rent, or check them out on Airbnb and Vrbo. Game Day Lodge is your #1 destination for family weekends, golf trips, Arkansas away games, corporate retreats, and so much more. Game Day Lodge in Branson. You'll never want to leave.
Keep you on the road. Carco International, located at 2721 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith.
Bills, kids, school, toilet paper. Who is buying all the canned chickpeas? Delayed shipments, masks, pandemic, elections. You're on mute. Riots, air fryers, test results, streaming services, the playoffs, unfriended. You can turn it all off, you know, at least for a while. The rhythmic sound of your feet on the pavement, the sun peeking through the clouds on a quiet morning. Let us show you how to leave it all behind. True Grit Renting Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson, with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. ESPN Arkansas weather.
Some active weather today. Occasional showers and thunderstorms could really pack a punch with some hail, gusty winds, and we can't rule out the possibility of a few tornadoes. Our high today will be right around the low 60s north, upper 60s south. The good news is the messy weather's out of here by tonight, an overnight low in the 40s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Brought to you by Breeden RV Center.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I do own a suit. I hope to never wear it the rest of my life. If I never have to put a tie on again the rest of my life, I will be extremely happy. Where I grew up in San Diego, suits, hard shoes, and ties are not cool. I'm all for the polo game. If we advance, if we were ever fortunate enough to continue to play, you will never see me in a suit. Matter of fact, the first time I wore a polo in an NCAA game, I actually asked the NCAA representative the day prior to the game if it was okay if I did that in this tournament, and I got the thumbs up, so I never look back.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
It's a Recruiting Thursday here on The Morning Rush. That means Richard Davenport is going to be joining us at 8 o'clock as he always does. And we'll also have Tom Murphy join us at 7:20. Now, I'm in a little bit of predicament. Played basketball last night at 6. And I try not to eat after 7:30 or 8, which is what would have set me out just because of what word am I looking for? Apparently it adds, like, it's less time for you to break down the fats and whatever. I don't know what specific word I was
it's never good to probably eat after 7.
So I had clean cooking last night. I had 2 for lunch, or 1 for lunch yesterday, 1 for dinner. New Keto Supreme's awesome. And I was starving last night. I almost ordered a pizza. Luckily it didn't. Had self-control, as I always do. As I say that, and I'm eating this ice cream this morning at 7 o'clock.
You're eating chocolate ice cream for breakfast.
And I'm wondering,
you're a man of my heart.
There's chocolate ice cream and vanilla from our Christmas party in the fridge that didn't get eaten. Should I go and throw it out?
No.
So it's not a tempting thing?
Oh, so it's not okay. I thought no. If you're tempted, you just need to have that willpower you were proclaiming a moment ago. A man of discipline, is that what you said?
A man of discipline.
As he shovels in chocolate ice cream to his face with a disappearing jawline this morning. So you should have been with me and Jenkins yesterday.
Man, we had a great time yesterday.
Eat My Catfish in Fayetteville for
what'd you bring me, man?
For halftime.
Well, I did.
I'm going back today. I'm going today.
Hurt.
Ruskin's out today. He's traveling, and they're live at Eat My Catfish today.
Boy, you got off good here.
I had to come by and make sure y'all were okay and didn't need any technical support or assistance yesterday.
Right.
While I was there, they were kind enough to feed me some fried shrimp. So
you're gonna get back to back. Look at you.
Y'all had mud bugs and also
we had mud bug, boudin.
Man.
I mean, they had the smorgasbord for us yesterday.
So,
I'll tell you what, those crab legs, good Lord Almighty.
So, looking forward to that today. So, I got 6 hours of this slaving over a hot microphone thing today. So,
you poor thing.
And 3 of it with Arns.
I don't know why he hates Arns so much. I mean, Arns was good. I went to Ruskin and Zach Friday during the Colgate game. They were nice and cordial to me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll get the same treatment today.
I don't think of you as a threat, so it's okay.
If not, that's just funny that you think that. That's just funny that you think that. Hey, we're brought to you by NWA Gold and Silver, Bentonville, Fayetteville, and in Fort Smith. Stop in right now. Take your gold or silver coins, turn them into cash. Gold jewelry that's broken, worn out, not going to wear it anymore. Hey, it's great. It's gold. Gold's at all-time highs right now. Why not get the most from the people that pay the most? That's NWA Gold and Silver. 1130 North Walton in Bentonville. Nelson's Crossing by Jason's Deli in Fayetteville. and on Rogers Avenue just west of Central Mall in Fort Smith. Prices of gold and silver at all-time highs. NWA Gold and Silver, Bentonville, Fayetteville, and in Fort Smith.
PA was asking us on our VotalLaw.com live stream who's going to Indiana this weekend. PA, unless something changes in the next 3 hours, it's going to be me. I turned in one expense report, about to turn in another.
When have you turned it in? I haven't seen it.
It's on Betty's desk. So
Does it need Betty's signature or mine to get approved?
I think both, but let's see. So over the course of Wednesday,
there's only
Thursday,
one that matters.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Only one.
Sunday, Monday. So 6 days. I spent less than $1,000 in 6 days. I feel like that's pretty good. Over lodging, gas, accommodations.
We're gone 6 days.
I left on Wednesday and got back Monday. That's 6 days.
You technically left Thursday afternoon. You were still in the area. You were still in the area code.
I think that's 6 days. If you ask me. So
we can't understand you with all that chocolate ice cream in your
do
mouth.
You know how unprofessional that is to be eating chocolate ice cream, stuffing it in your mouth, but then still trying to speak onto a radio show?
This is why this
Can
is.
you? When could you have a backpack? Can we transfer these reservations?
Me and the lady can be ready to rock and roll in an hour.
See, you talk about professional all week, and the first thing you say is that your girlfriend is coming with you. Listen, I don't want to hear a word from you about professionalism.
You have a girlfriend? I hadn't heard you say a word about it.
Well, that was
First
time.
time I heard you say anything about it.
The first thing you say on the trip is my girlfriend and I can be packed. That's listen.
So
what's wrong with that?
He thinks of others before he thinks of himself.
You damn right. Absolutely.
I don't know how to reply.
At least I have that problem.
Listen, props to you. There's nothing I'm going to rip you about having a girlfriend or anything, but I just don't want to hear about professionalism when
as you
shove the first thing
chocolate ice cream down your gullet.
I don't claim to be a professional.
Mid-segment.
I claim to be a.
I got the hair parted over. I'm ready to rock and roll right now.
Yeah.
I could be ready to rock and roll to India in an hour. Don't you?
Yeah.
All I need is a couple t-shirts, couple polos, some jeans, and some underwear, and I'm in good shape.
We'll see how the next hour goes. So
this is a trial. What's the
boss? Can I get you any coffee, or can I get you anything? You need some donuts.
The man that knows how to do it right now.
You need a back massage.
I'll take it, donut. Nathan in Maryland
says. You need some brisket.
Now you're talking.
Need me to run over to Artsburg and get you a full cooked brisket?
Get some brisket. The whole brisket.
The whole thing.
Who's saying what?
Nathan in Maryland says breakfast ice cream sounds delicious. It is delicious.
I have done that before here on the show during the breaks.
Why don't you go get you some?
I might do that. You're tempting me over there.
I think our listeners understand the value of food regardless of time. I think
Jeffrey and Dirk says he'd rather listen to you talk with your mouth full than Ruskin and Zach.
Good man. Good man. All right. So with this traveling this weekend, we've got a few more texts and calls that people are making their way to Indianapolis, Indiana, which I'm really excited about because I hope there's a good amount of Hog faithful in there when it comes to that.
Yep. And I hope you need a day or two off next week because you're still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear on that. Day off, air quotes on day off, because your boy is grinding at the workstone all day, all night long.
Please.
I do want to touch on how impactful I think this is recruiting-wise coming up because I think when you see this Arkansas basketball team become not just a dark horse pick for the NCAA tournament, but you see all these high school kids, you see the emotion mush, you see the videos that this Arkansas basketball team has done an incredible job of putting out of the happiness these players have experienced lately. That's going to bode well in recruiting. And it's not like they've been behind in that area. They've been one of the forefront leaders in that. But you coupled now the creativity, Tommy, with the postseason success, and there's an asterisk around that because you're still going at this point.
Here's how the recruiting and the success and how that ties together. The timing couldn't be better when you look at Nick Smith, and you've got Joseph Pinion already in. You got Darian Ford. You got all of these great in-state recruits that are not only watching what's going on from afar because they're not at these games, but they're at home on the home front, feeling and witnessing what this means to this state, and hopefully it's getting them in the fields.
Wow.
It's making them sentimental as you can be at a young age, still in your teens, but they're witnessing what the value and the importance of this program is and what it can mean for them. And they can be the next group that takes this program. If it doesn't get to a Final Four this year, hey, we can be the group of guys that does that.
So in our new hitthatline.com Sweet 16 bracket, are you going to put them in the Natty?
And then still tough. Can you beat Baylor? That's the question. You feel Baylor. If you haven't filled out a Sweet 16 bracket, go to hitthatline.com, log back in if your bracket's busted, or if you didn't get one the first time around, still time to sign up. You could still win great prizes. Our $1 Million Bracket Challenge is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings and Farm Credit.
Coming up, Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette and Whole Hog.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Hey, this is Barry Odom. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Whether you're fishing for coldwater bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson, with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
The Golf Nut has a great selection of shoes arriving weekly. Choose from Nike, FootJoy, Echo, Under Armour, New Balance, Asics, Puma, and Adidas. While you're there, pick up a hat or check out the wide selection of apparel and accessories. Need golf balls? In stock now. The new tailor-made TP5s or the Titleist Pro V1 or Pro V1X golf balls. Check Facebook for daily specials and new arrivals. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Your #1 golf shop since 1994.
Fort Smith's best option for PCR COVID testing is fast, accurate, and delivers next-day results. Arkansas's own Natural State Laboratories has a PCR COVID drive-through location at Community Bible Church from 8 till 1 Monday through Friday. No appointment is necessary, there's no out-of-pocket cost, and test results are available the very next day. Whether you've been exposed, have symptoms, need to travel, or just need peace of mind, PCR COVID testing is available Monday through Friday, 8 till 1 at Community Bible Church at 9201 Dallas Street from Natural State Laboratories.
In sports, success is measured in the number of points scored, in games won, and in championships earned. At Shelter Insurance, we measure success in the quality of our products and services, in our community support, in being there when you need us. In fact, 9 out of 10 people surveyed with a claim would recommend Shelter to a friend. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Chris Dooley for a free insurance review. 646-6792.
GS Hobby, located at 2003 Fort Street in Barling, has over 300 remote control cars in stock with brands like Traxxas, Arma, Axial, Lossy, Team Associated, and ProBoat. GS Hobby has in stock the most popular cars, and they have an 80-mile-per-hour Arma infraction. An indoor turf track is also available for racing events from beginner to pro set, or if you just want to have a little bit of fun. Stop by Monday through Friday 10 to 6 or Saturday 10 to 4, or give them a call at 648-1994. GS Hobby, more fun than you'll ever know.
How would you like to win a year of gigabit internet free from Wayboro Connect?
You can. If you're a current Wave Rural Connect customer, just go online to waveruralconnect.com and share how high-speed internet has changed your life. Your story will then be entered into Connexon's 2021 Internet Grant Program, and you could win a year free. Go to waveruralconnect.com and do a search for Connexon for details. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partner. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out at the web at artriallawyers.com.
It's Truck Month at Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford, and all remaining 2024 trucks are at least $10,000 off. New 2020 Ford F-150s as low as $32,999. 2020 Ford EcoSports as low as $19,995. And 2020 Ford Mustangs as low as $24,995. Less than 12 2020 Fords remain, and they have to go. Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
1-0 pitch. Swung on, belted. High, deep right field, long run. Austin Todd over his head and out of here. Into the bullpen, a 3-run line drive home run by Brady Slavens.
I'm going to try this call-in number.
Call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
My first official call-in.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We're going to be on the road to Indianapolis this weekend. Right after the show, I'm getting out of here. And thanks to Foursquare Incorporated, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and shelter insurance agent Chris Dooley, I booked my stay right next to Bankers Life Arena. And, man, it's going to be a good one this weekend, watching that game Saturday night at 6:25.
So we'll be live in Indy tomorrow morning. We'll have all the action for you at the game. You can hear the game right here on the radio on Saturday. So Saturday, our broadcast plans. We've had a few texts asking, what are you doing for the game? Baseball, huge baseball weekend. Obviously, no interruption with baseball on Friday. On Saturday, we'll start the baseball game, and then we're going to basketball at the beginning of the broadcast at 5:45. So, sorry, but that's what we got to do. So at 5:45, we're going to go to basketball in Indianapolis. That's the beginning of Chuck and Coach Z's pregame show live there in Indy. And then Sunday, we'll have baseball as well. So now, Ty's going to be in Indy. Me and Jenkins are going to be back here in the natural state. We're still going to be checking it. We'll be here keeping the lights on. And
someone has to.
We will be checking in, though. As Ty's, we're going to do pre- and post-game shows, even maybe a special Sunday show that we're planning for you. That will be, if you're watching the live stream right now, it's going to be right here. Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, on Periscope, YouTube, all the places you can watch our videos now. You can join us for some live coverage from Indy right there before and after both games, we hope. And on Sunday as well, we'll do a little Sunday update.
It's gonna be fun. Now, Matt, are you and me gonna do it? Is that, or are you gonna hop on there with?
Yeah, I'll hop on for the pre and post game show, and then we'll make do a. I don't know if Tommy wants to do the. We'll see, but I'm gonna definitely be in here for both of them.
We'll see how the fish are biting.
And
the fish are biting, you boys probably get to handle it without me.
The cool thing about this pre and post game show, like we did with the post game shows last year. There were times where it would be 12 or 1 o'clock at night, and we didn't want to do a radio postgame show. But after Arkansas beat Mississippi State, it's like, I got to talk about this. And so you can call in just like our normal radio show on our social media show. So think of it as a just traditional radio show without the actual radio portion. So whether it's like Tommy mentioned, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, just treat it like that. You can comment, you can message, you can text. You can do all the shebang that you always do from 6 to 9, 11 to 1, 3 to 7, but just now it's on social media.
Right, so we're doing that for this weekend. So the key is follow us on social media. Go to Hit That Line AR on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Follow our individual accounts as well. And we'll send you out the links and the updates of when those shows will begin. And that coverage in Indianapolis is brought to you by Cherokee Casino in Roland. Also, help me out here. Pull that graphic back up. I got so many lists going here.
Nick and Ellie Glidewell.
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. Real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell. And also brought to you by Remax in Harrison and Wes Olecki, going to help sponsor our coverage in Indianapolis.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
I'm excited about that. All right, before we welcome in Tom Murphy to the program, do want to welcome in Rod on I-40 this morning. Rod, what do you got for us on Recruiting Thursday?
Oh, hang on, Rod.
Better.
Back up. All right, start over. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I didn't have the button pushed. It's my fault. We didn't hear the first 5 seconds. Go ahead.
All right. I believe the defense will be better than the offense. The offense is going to be much improved, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough to top that defense we got.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be a lot more polished this year, and Barry's had another year with him. So, yeah, I'm all on board with defense.
Now, Rod is referencing the question we asked earlier, and Rod, appreciate the call. I'll ask Tom Murphy that same question in just a sec. Rod's going back to the question we asked in hour number 1. Hey, what do you think, Arkansas offense, Arkansas defense for the football team in 2021? Now, the returning production for Arkansas football is off the charts this year. Number 1 in the SEC, top 15 in college football. You saw glimpses of what Barry Odom's defense can do in hounding defenses. I think you're going to see an improved unit, but I think the offense is going to take a giant step forward. So I'm going back and forth a little bit on what I think is better, and I'm going to kind of hold my judgment out until we get closer and closer to the season. But let's see what Tom Murphy thinks about this question as we welcome in the beat writer for the Arkansas Razorbacks for the Arkansas Democrat Gazette and Whole Hog Sports. Tom, we'll talk some basketball in just a sec, but when you look ahead to this football team, and I know it's March 25th right now, and there's a heck of a lot of things that can happen between now and then. What do you think is going to be the better unit? Is it going to be the Arkansas offense, or is it going to be the Arkansas defense?
Whoa, that's a great question, because I think they were both, comparable in their terms of production last year. With the clause that it depends on how KJ Jefferson and Malik Hornsby in the quarterback position plays, I think the offense has a chance because of if you get the ball in the hands of Traylon Burks and Mike Woods and Hudson Henry and Blake Kern and Devion Warren and Traylon Smith and so on, if they just execute and get the ball in those guys' hands, those are veteran guys running behind 5 returning starters with some guys on campus who we think can push for starting jobs on the offensive line. They have a chance to be better. And clearly they're going to be clearly KJ Jefferson and Malik Hornsby are the dual threat quarterbacks who just slot right into how Kendall Briles wants to attack defense. So if they can limit their turnovers and just execute within the offense, I think the offense has a chance to be better. We all know that the defensive front has to get people who can get into the backfield and disrupt quarterbacks' rhythm and timing. And didn't have much of it last year, and they're going with a 3-man front, and so it looks to me like they're going to have to send blitzers and stuff and try to beat offensive linemen with some twists and stunts and some guys coming from different angles to make that happen. But I do think that both sides have a chance to be better than they were last year, which in turn, if you limit your turnovers and you get more takeaways on the other side, gives you a chance to win the 50-50 games, the swing games, of which they lost a few and won a few last year. So it's going to be just an intriguing season, in my view.
I think so too. Tom, let's go back to the baseball games last night as well before we get into Arkansas football. So 2 things. One, you sweep Memphis. You got Mississippi State on the horizon, top 3 matchup, and Tommy and I have been discussing. We hadn't spent a great deal of time on this because of how much basketball has taken up. What is your feeling headed into this weekend into Starkville on how things are going to shake out against the Mississippi State Bulldogs?
Well, Mississippi State's starter on Friday, Christian McLeod's a tough lefty. And the lefties that have had great change-ups have slowed Arkansas down to this point. to me, there's still a few spots in the batting order where if it's a real stud pitcher, they're having trouble getting production, and in some cases having trouble moving runners, and just executing things that you want to do. If you got a guy on second, no outs, just make sure what you do in your at bat is move that guy to third base. They need to get better there. You're only as good as your starting pitcher in the next game, right? And so Patrick Wicklander throwing on Friday, he could be good like he threw against Alabama, or he could be bad like he was against Oklahoma. We don't know. But I do think we can expect a fine start from Zebulon Vermillion in the Saturday game. And then, Lyle Lockhart has been pretty consistent for several weeks in a row now. So, I think it's which team goes out and has productive outs, gets some 2-out hits, plays the best defense that will wind up winning the series. And as Dave Van Horn pointed out to my question last night, it looks like Dudy Noble Field is going to be at full capacity for this. So it looks like Mississippi's opening up pretty quick, 12 to 14,000. They're not used to playing in front of that crowd for the past, since the season started. So that's going to be a surprising new element too. And you've got to think that Mississippi State, playing as well as they are, pitching as well as they are, should be favored to win 2 of 3.
It's great on one hand because of basketball success, but you really hate that a 2 versus 3 matchup's not going to get its full due, even though it's on the road this weekend. But this is a Goliath versus Goliath deal, and I made the analogy with Ty earlier. It's like musical chairs. This SEC and this Western Division, you're going to get maybe 4 national seeds that host super regionals. I don't think the committee would give more than that to one league, and there's like 6 or 7 teams. This is going to be one of those head-to-head weekends, Tom, that really matter perhaps come end of May.
Oh, it really can. And y'all remember coming down the stretch of 2018, it was much like this. And I think there were 2 or 3 SEC versus SEC setups for super regionals, and I think most of them came to fruition. Arkansas against South Carolina. I want to say that Mississippi State played Vanderbilt, and Mississippi State won it on the road, if I remember. And I think there might have been, I think Auburn played Florida in that deal. So it's the same thing here. Titanic matchup, and a program that's very, very proud playing at home, that's going to be loud with the, number 1 last week, Razorbacks coming in there. That's going to be some fun baseball to keep track of.
Just winning 1 of 3, going 1 and 2 this weekend is better than you might think. Just hearing it off the cuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Just getting 1 win for sure, and then if you end up winning this series and you're the Razorbacks, then you've done a heck of a weekend's worth of work.
All right, let's talk some football before we go, because obviously another big week of preparation, building towards another big Saturday. We had a text in here wanting to know, and I know we touched on this earlier in the week about Rocket Sanders, the young freshman at running back. What do you think his ceiling is? What do you think the potential for him to be after watching one practice? I know it's hard to draw a conclusion, but what are you seeing from this young Razorback running back after just kind of one chance to lay eyes on him in a Razorback practice?
Well, he looks the part to start with, and I think he's listed at, y'all help me out here, is it 6'2", in the 210s maybe? So very good size for a running back. Obviously a guy who's, got skill position oozing out of his pores, but I think, was more a receiver. So he's got to learn the position first. He's got to learn all the adjustments. He's got to learn where pressure's coming from so he can pass protect, all those things. But if he does pick up on it all, then this season, Traylon Smith is an established SEC standout player. He's your starter if he's healthy going into the year. But if you can work in Rocket Sanders with T.J. Hammonds and possibly some other guys, he's a guy who, if you have a lead in the fourth quarter, you can hammer some people. You can hammer on 3rd and 1, pound him in there and move the chains. And I think Sam Pittman has a vision of how he wants his offense to run. And that's, if you have a lead in the fourth quarter and you face 3rd and 3s, that you can win the line of scrimmage and your back can get that 3 yards and you just wear people down. And so I think Rocket Sanders, before he leaves Arkansas, could be a starting back with 1,000-yard potential easy.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Tom, a little basketball stuff for you. We've been discussing this morning when you think about the impact that this recruiting in the Sweet 16 has had on this basketball program moving forward. But I think it's also brought people to the center point of this team is gearing back to potentially making at least a maybe a jump to the Final Four. Nolan Richardson was on SEC this morning yesterday, had some really good comments about that. What is the perception right now of Arkansas basketball from people outside the state of Arkansas, you think, at this current moment?
Well, if they've seen enough of them that they know that Arkansas's got such a versatile roster that they can play in a lot of different ways. I mean, they can go small on you and be really fast in the backcourt. They can go big, and they have a 7'3" guy who can attack you from the perimeter and help you with the rebound. I mean, and Justin Smith can be your 5 guy, as we've seen in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Play a lot of different styles, and to me, that bodes well. No matter who you're matched up against, that you can win a gritty defensive standoff type of game. And Arkansas, by the way, doesn't get enough credit for how well it ranks in the defensive analytics. But they also can run and score, with all exhibits being all the 90-point and 100-point games they've had this year. So a team that can play a lot of different styles, to be very explosive. I'd like to see them get off to a little bit better starts. They've trailed by double digits in both of their NCAA games so far. And you'd like to see them get on top of a team like Oral Roberts, that if you can do that, maybe they doubt themselves a little bit. But I'll tell you this, Razorbacks fans see that path to a regional final, against Baylor or Villanova, and that gets you greedy to get past this Oral Roberts team and then have a titanic matchup in the regional final.
Tom, you've been around a while and seen a lot go on in this state, but you haven't been here since Arkansas reached the second weekend of the SEC tournament. Any surprise for you as someone that's covered this program very intimately over the last, what have you been here, a decade or so now? 12 years?
Yeah, I think this is about 12 years.
Yeah.
And,
what's your take from this week and the reaction from the fan base as someone that wasn't here in the mid-'90s covering the Razorbacks then?
Honestly, I have been somewhat pleasantly surprised that the attention just gets ratcheted up. And, of course, Twitter was not around back in '96, and so you even see more feedback and more attention and everything. I mean, hey, Ty has to be proud of kind of getting in the middle of the whole deal that revved everybody up on the Chris Beard versus Eric Musselman matchup and things like that. I mean, think about it. Nolan Richardson for the championship game played Duke is a smart team and Arkansas is the aggressive defensive team. Oh no,
the smart guys versus the dumb guys. It's smart.
That's right. And so I remember that. I mean, I've kept up with Arkansas basketball even if I wasn't here, and I just think it's something that Eric Musselman has established himself, and Wally wrote about it in his column. He's due a raise and try to lock this guy up because he can put together a roster. He can entice grad transfers to come in knowing that they're going to have to fight for spots on the roster like Vance Jackson's had, and can make it happen. So I think Arkansas fans see a period of their basketball program where challenging for Sweet 16 and challenging for the Final Four is going to be a yearly event, and that's pretty doggone exciting. It's like following this baseball team.
That's right.
Hard to say it any better than that. Tom, we appreciate it, buddy. Hopefully you'll get to watch some good games, Arkansas baseball, Arkansas basketball, and a slew of other NCAA tournament games this weekend, and we'll discuss it and recap it all on Monday, man.
Yeah, it sounds great, y'all, and another fine weekend of sports watching for all of us.
Boy, that is the truth. So, all right, Tom Murphy with us here on The Morning Rush. Brought to you by Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. The final weekend of March is coming up. The madness continues at Harry Robinson. They need your trade-in right now, and it's never been worth more than it is right now. In fact, they need it because the selection that they are keeping available to their customers is better than anywhere else you'll find. If you've driven by other places, you're looking for something specific, Harry's likely to have it. If they don't have it, they'll go find it for you right now, as car inventories are at kind of at a low point for a lot of places. It's hard to get cars from the factory, hard to get cars from the auction. Harry saw this problem coming. They've loaded up, and they've got nearly 500 vehicles in stock for you to choose from right now. Stop in and see him, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, always online at harryrobinson.com. Hey, your tax return will never go further. Your stimulus will never go further. Your trade's never been worth more than it is right now at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
So he was discussing, Tom was this past segment, the state of Arkansas basketball right now, the feeling you have about what this team can be now and what this team can be in the future. Oral Roberts, 625 this Saturday night. We'll be there, excited about that. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to get on the road in just a bit. What's the future looking like for Arkansas basketball? We've heard from Nolan Richardson this morning, who was on SEC this morning. We've heard from all of you discussing it. I mean, there's not really a limit on this, is there? With Arkansas basketball, where moving forward, as long as Eric Musselman is still your head basketball coach?
There's a limit to everything. I mean, because if you win one national title, well, can we win two? Can we go to the Final Four again next year? Then the expectations get ratcheted up, and there becomes a limit to what you can achieve.
Then what is the limit for this basketball program?
I don't think a national championship is out of reach for this program. You've gotten to this point now.
But not this year.
I don't think this year is the year.
Okay.
But I think you take the freshmen you got some of those guys. I know they're in the 22 class, so you still got another season. I don't know how many of these freshmen you'll keep together. Boy, you got to get some of these groups lined up. And I just have faith that Eric Musselman knows how to evaluate and pluck from the transfer portal. This program's become more attractive than ever before. I would believe to those that are looking to land somewhere else and put themselves in the portal. I think he's got that ability to think three-dimensionally and four steps beyond everybody else evaluating what's going on and get the right pieces to the puzzle together and then figure out how to move them around on the chessboard here. So I've got a lot of faith that he can get this roster together and assimilate it somehow to win a national title at some point if he'll stay here long enough. But I don't know if it's this year. I'd sure like it to be, but I don't. We all would love it to be, but I don't think that's necessarily in the cards.
He had a top 5 recruiting class this past year. One of those players being Moses Moody, who's projected right now in CBS Sports as a top 10 lottery draft pick. Is this going to become a destination school for high-profile kids across the country? I'm not just talking about the stud Arkansas kids in the state, like a Nick Smith or a Darren Ford, just to name 2 of them.
You got to start there, making it the only destination they consider. But
is this going to be something, because it's already transfers, you just show them Justin Smith and you show them Jalen Tate, and I think those are 2 prevalent examples. You say, you transfer here, it's a good chance you get success. And the counterpart to it would be that.
You look back to Mason Jones, who came in. I know it was a JUCO transfer, and he was here already, but this program, the program elevated his career.
I think there's a combination of things for recruiting-wise. We'll discuss that more in depth coming up here with Richard Davenport as well and get into some football stuff. But there's a lot of good things going on with Arkansas basketball right now. And if you beat Oral Roberts on Saturday night, that's a big if, because you got to get it done. You can't overlook these guys, but it's only going to ratchet up a little bit.
The more you win, the better you look. Hey, brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. You're on the road to Indy. I'm going to be on the road to Gaston's late tomorrow afternoon after the work week winds up. Be watching from there, be chatting with you from there, and looking forward to just spending some time on the White River. Going to be a gorgeous weekend. If you're looking for a place to get away this summer, hey, spring break didn't work out for you, but we got Mother's Day weekend, Father's Day weekend, all these special family weekends coming up. Gaston's is the place to gather, particularly as the restrictions start to lift and you're able to get back together a little bit more and the vaccines out there. Hey, make Gaston's where you have that family reunion, that family vacation and get together. They can show you a great time every time at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 for reservations or look online at gastons.com. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
On the Road to the Final Four with the Hogs is presented by Forest Green Incorporated, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley.
Individual awards and all that, that's all cool, but I'm here for the confetti.
Burton Pools and Spas has the perfect solution for buying a pool without breaking the bank. Enjoy quality family time this summer while keeping cool when the temperatures get hot with a semi-in-ground pool. 15-foot pools start at just $99.97 at Burton Pools and Spas. Enjoy your semi-in-ground pool this year from Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
You run a business and you need better wireless. 3 words, no more compromise. With the T-Mobile Business Advantage, you get the largest 5G network, award-winning customer support, and insanely great value. No trade-offs. Right now, get up to 90 days of unlimited free on business plans when you switch via bill credits. Stop in to find out more. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Complete port within 60 days. Customers over 50 gigabytes per month have lower speeds during congestion. Video at 480p unlimited on our network. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices coverage and plan details.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fitzman. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fitzman can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fitzman can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call The Fitzman and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fitzman. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
If I'm taking time to shop, I want real selection. That's why I shop at Sody's. Sody's has the largest craft and import beer selection in the area. And the Pick 6 is always a favorite. Experience different at Sody's Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sody's.
Your voice lets him know he's safe. Shelter Insurance does the same for you. Roadside assistance is now included with your auto policy. So if your car leaves you stranded, just call and we'll take care of you while you take care of what's most important. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Wear your shield, wear your shelter. Some restrictions apply.
Ask Shelter Agent Bill Hicks about a free insurance review.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself. That's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
Fort Smith's best option for PCR COVID testing is fast, accurate, and delivers next-day results. Arkansas' own Natural State Laboratories has a PCR COVID drive-through location at Community Bible Church from 8 till 1 Monday through Friday. No appointment is necessary, there's no out-of-pocket cost, and test results are available the very next day. Whether you've been exposed, have symptoms, need to travel, or just need peace of mind, PCR COVID testing is available Monday through Friday, 8 till 1 at Community Bible Church at 9201 Dallas Street from Natural State Laboratories.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
When you want a beer, you go to a bar. When you want top-shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars in an atmosphere befitting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items, including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites. Dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Moses out of there with it. Ahead to Davis. Davis all the way to the other end. Lays it in.
The Morning Rush and Halftime will be live at Game Day Lodge in Branson, April 5th and 6th. Check out the Game Day Lodge on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Airbnb.
Big game, Saturday night, 6:25. The Arkansas Razorbacks taking on the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles. And you can hear right here, ESPN Arkansas. Not doing streaming on hitthatline.com because it's a Westwood One thing, but just wanted to alert everyone about that.
Stinking NCAA won't let us. So. Hey, it's going to be a big weekend for just, we talk about baseball, and you mentioned game time for the basketball game. Get by Friday or Saturday. Baseball game Friday, both on Saturday. And you can watch the games at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street. Fajita Friday, always great to enjoy their chicken or steak fajitas that are on special. They always have some happy hour stuff going on in the afternoon. And, of course, anytime the Hogs are playing, half-price apps and taps. They got TVs. I don't think there's a table you can sit at. You can't see the game. So always a great big screen TV in high def to enjoy your favorite team playing. So Friday, Saturday, when the Hogs are on, the game's on at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Half-price apps and taps all game long. You'll find it at Joe's Grill and Cantina. The place to enjoy March Madness is at Joe's.
Did you see the video that Morgan put a Facebook on Wade shooting the jumpers?
No,
I don't know where they are. I don't know if they're on vacation or whatever. Wade's got himself a little jump shot.
Yeah. Good athlete back in the day.
Was he?
Yeah.
Where did he get a high speed?
I played football with his younger brother.
Okay.
So, Southside. His brother was a quarterback on the team.
Okay. I see you, Wade.
Yeah.
I respected that jump shot when I saw it. It was
You respected that jump shot.
It was Adam Sandler Grown-Ups-esque is what I watched last night. It looked like that they were playing on that same court that the movie Grown-Ups was filmed on. I just thought that was kind of funny. So, football-wise, we asked the question earlier, and I'd like you all to answer this this morning. Get in here at 877-377-6963, or you can reply on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch on our VoteOutlaw.com live stream. Why do you think either the offense is going to be better in 2021 or the defense is going to be better in 2021? Here's what I'll say if I'm coming from the offensive perspective. I'm saying one name, Traylon Burks. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if you have to expand on that. This is now, unfortunately, with Pickens going out that ACL injury, there's no debate. He's the best wide receiver in the Southeastern Conference. Devontae Smith is gone. You don't have Jamar Chase. He opted out last year. He's gone. There's no realistic debate that you can have with anyone that says otherwise that he's the best wide receiver in the Southeastern Conference.
But the wide receiver does what? Catches the football.
Correct.
Somebody's got to throw you the football.
Mm-hmm.
And, is KJ Jefferson, because to me, great wide receiver, but you got to have a quarterback wide receiver
get him
tandem. So it goes hand in hand there, obviously. So is this the best setup? It's KJ Jefferson or perhaps Malik Hornsby. We believe Jefferson is the one, and the battle really right now is maybe for who's going to be the backup between Malik Hornsby and maybe Coley. So, how does that factor into your equation, or I'm sure it factors in? Does that change your thoughts on him being the best wide receiver in this league?
When I think about that, I just reference, and I know that you can't only look at one game, but he had at least 2 touchdowns in the Missouri game this past year. KJ found him early and often, and I think the chemistry is there. For example, case in point, our buddy Kagan and Piggott meets KJ Jefferson, and KJ was like, hey, let me call, because he's talking about Traylon Burks so much. He's like, let me call Traylon too. 20 minutes later, Traylon shows up, and they're talking for 30 minutes to an hour. I think there's a rapport there. Now, KJ has some issues. He has some accuracy issues that we've addressed, and those need to be corrected and fixed. There's no question about that. But the good thing about a guy like Traylon Burks, and Felipe can attest to this, you throw it in his catch radius, he's coming down with it. A.K.A. the Ole Miss touchdown on a 3rd and 1. It's either 3rd and 1 or third and goal.
Where the wide receiver makes the quarterback look better than he is.
One-handed snag, SportsCenter top 10, number 1 play. That's just the type of guy that you have in Traylon Burks. This isn't a new normal. It's Warren, Arkansas. It's Jarius Wright. It's Greg Childs. It's Chris Gregg. This is not a new normal when it comes to kids that leave Warren, Arkansas, particularly as wide receivers. So that's where I'd come from that. Now you flip the other side, you go defense. And I'm just looking at one player on each side. The one guy you're looking at is Jalen Catalon on defense. And we had asked earlier how he's looking. He's looking great. Jalen was unbelievable as a redshirt freshman last year, and he's only going to get better. And you've mentioned he needs to clean up his targeting, which is understandable.
Yep.
But
can't afford to be missing him for games because of that.
The leadership that he provided early on as a 19-year-old was undeniable. And unless he takes a step back, which I don't think you or I anticipate, he's going to be a catalyst of that defense, not only just...
But you still got Grant Morgan, you still got Bumper Pool, you still got older guys to be the leaders.
I'm talking about one player for each guy that you look at and you say, that's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy on offense. That's the guy on defense. Yeah. And listen, you can debate because it's not like I'm overlooking Grant, I'm overlooking Bumper, overlooking Joe, or I'm overlooking KJ or picking offensive lineman or Traylon Smith. I'm just talking about the two guys, the most pivotal guys on your football team. It's Jalen Catalon and it's Traylon Burks. And I don't know if you can really make a massive – maybe you can make an argument for Grant Morgan. There's not really an argument on offense.
Well, I mean, Grant Morgan's not going to out-athlete those guys. You know, when you look at Burks, you look at Catalon, you see the athletic gifts that they've been blessed with. So Grant Morgan's just going to outwork everybody. He's just going to out-tough everybody. He's just a tough guy. So I'm just talking about, you're talking about Catalon's, it's not going to be forced upon him to be the vocal and maybe emotional leader of the entire defense. You've still got some senior guys, some older guys, upperclassmen that can still be, be the leaders in that locker room, be the leaders in that huddle for this team. That won't be thrust upon him in full as a younger player.
Let's go to Kagan and Piggott. His ears must have been burning when I brought up his name. Jeez. Kagan, what's up this morning, man? Happy Recruiting Thursday.
Oh, not too much. Sitting here getting ready to go into work. I figured I'd comment on the offense or the defense thing. I believe the offense will be better, and the one word I'm going to say is going to be KJ Jefferson. I feel like that guy can break loose for a 40-yard run at any time. I mean, when he takes off with the ball, he's like an automatic 10 yards. I mean, that's a big dude, 245 pounds. That's the biggest running back we got, and he runs the ball harder than anybody. Maybe not Traylon Smith because that guy runs the ball hard, but I'm talking about this is going to be a totally different year. Felipe, he done great. Nothing against him. He could run the ball. He could throw the ball. But there's two total differences when you got KJ Jefferson running the ball downfield and Felipe Frank. Felipe Frank hits the ground. You're going to have to hit KJ on the ground, and that's going to be a problem for a lot of SEC people with a guy that big running that hard.
Kagan, appreciate the call, buddy. You like his mentality, you like his toughness, but you'd also like him to slide every once in a while, assuming he's going to be the starting quarterback this fall, and you want to keep him healthy out there as much as possible.
Going to be fun to watch what happens the rest of the spring. Spring game on April the 17th. We'll be talking more about it as we get closer. Hey, this music makes you think of the Final Four, the road to the Final Four. We're on it as Ty's headed back to Indy. We're going to be live at the Game Day Lodge April 5th and 6th, getting ready for the Final Four and the National Championship game. Be sure to check it out. Just Google or search out Game Day Lodge, Branson, Missouri. 10 bedrooms, 19 beds, room for 28 guests. This is the place for family reunions and gatherings. It's the Game Day Lodge in Branson.
Hour number 3 is headed your way.
Hello, you've reached Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to save on a new Toyota?
It sure is. With great deals now through March 31st, you can ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Great. I've really been getting into podcasts lately for those long drives.
Oh, yeah? Which ones?
Mysteries mostly.
Well, imagine yourself cruising in a Camry, listening to that one where a priceless painting went missing and the whole town was a suspect. Or go camping in a RAV4 while listening to that one where a shocking crime turned their sleepy seaside community on its head. Or off-roading in a Tacoma while you listen to the one where a big city detective relocates to the country, only to find that trouble has followed him.
You know what? With so many good places to go, maybe I'll listen to them all.
Spoiler alert, it was the butler.
Toyota, let's go places. Get $1,250 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a 2021 RAV4 LE for $249 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. At participating dealers only. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and end 3/31/21.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell at an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
If there's ever been a spring to look forward to, it's this one. So when that first bluer than blue sky day hits, we're going for a drive. And whether it's the really, really long way to the store or a short road out of town, the windows will be down and the radio will be up. Michelin wants to help you rediscover the open road between March 17th and April 5th. Get up to $120 total savings via reward card or virtual account after online submission with the purchase of 4 new select Michelin passenger or light truck tires. $70 tire rebate on all tire lines plus $50 service rebate on Michelin Cross Climate 2 and Pilot family of tires. Offer valid 3/17/2021 to 4/5/2021. See www.michelinman.com/promotions and rebates for complete details. Offer expires 4/5/2027. Void where prohibited. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540, exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality BF Goodrich tires and best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
Your voice lets him know he's safe. Shelter Insurance does the same for you. Roadside assistance is now included with your auto policy. So if your car leaves you stranded, just call and we'll take care of you while you take care of what's most important. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Wear your shield, wear your shelter. Some restrictions apply.
Call Chris Dooley for a free insurance review. 646-6792.
Fort Smith's best option for PCR COVID testing is fast, accurate, and delivers next-day results. Arkansas Zone Natural State Laboratories has a PCR COVID drive-through location at Community Bible Church from 8 till 1 Monday through Friday. No appointment is necessary, there's no out-of-pocket cost, and test results are available the very next day. Whether you've been exposed, have symptoms, need to travel, or just need peace of mind, PCR COVID testing is available Monday through Friday, 8 till 1 at Community Bible Church at 9201 Dallas Street from Natural State Laboratories.
Stretch your dollars further this spring at your local Yeager's Ace Hardware. Save $13 on 5-gallon fruit trees, on sale now for just $16.97. Fill those flower beds with 40-pound bags of topsoil, just $1.29 a bag. Flower and vegetable seeds are only 25 cents a package. And you've got to see their new Ego battery-powered lawn equipment. Save up to $30 with your Ace Rewards card on select blowers and trimmers. See more deals at YeagersHardware.com. Some restrictions apply.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Divorce is never easy. Many times problems continue to arise long after the divorce is over. If you're dealing with a high conflict custody or visitation issue, you need an attorney that handles those specific type of cases. Call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partners for immediate assistance with your situation. Kevin Hickey Law Partners, able to handle high conflict custody cases all over the state of Arkansas and other states. Check out kevinhickeylaw.com or call 479-434-2414 in Fort Smith and 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas.
The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson, with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Some active weather today. Occasional showers and thunderstorms could really pack a punch with some hail, gusty winds, and we can't rule out the possibility of a few tornadoes. Our high today will be right around the low 60s north, upper 60s south. The good news is the messy weather's out of here by tonight, an overnight low in the 40s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Follow us on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light. Please drink responsibly.
I do own a suit. I hope to never wear it the rest of my life. If I never have to put a tie on again the rest of my life, I will be extremely happy. Where I grew up in San Diego, suits, hard shoes, and ties are not cool. I'm all for the polo game. If we advance, if we were ever fortunate enough to continue to play, you will never see me in a suit. Matter of fact, the first time I wore a polo in an NCAA game, I actually asked the NCAA representative the day prior to the game if it was okay if I did that in this tournament, and I got the thumbs up, so I never look back.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but they ain't but one razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong?
Lloyd! The Morning Rush starts right now.
It's hour number 3 of The Morning Rush, Recruiting Thursday coming up. You got a question for our recruiting expert, Mr. Richard Davenport, RD. Text those in at 877-377-6963, Tommy.
Brought to you by real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell. The local real estate market is red hot right now. If you've probably paid attention in your neighborhood, as signs go up listing homes for sale, they come down fairly quickly. No matter where you look, it seems like homes don't stay on the market very long right now with the historic low interest rates. Inventory's running low, and they're looking for new homes to list because there are buyers lined up ready to go. So if you've been on the fence about selling your home and you're not sure where to turn to our friends Nick and Ellie Gladwell. Here's what you get. Professional photography. They do drone shots around your home and property to give the best presentation online because that is such a key these days. 3D home tours, open houses, social media blast, talking about it here on the radio, and so much more to make sure the buyers are informed and ready to look at your home. So if you're thinking about selling your home, or you're not sure, or you want to know what it's worth, call our friends Nick and Ellie Gladwell. Find them online, nickandellie.com. That's nickandla.com for real estate agents, Nick and Ellie Gladwell.
Richard, good morning. Happy to have you on as always. We do want to talk some recruiting coming up, but I saw you put out something yesterday that I 1,000% agree with. For whatever reason, the ushers in Hinkle Fieldhouse in the round of 32 game against Texas Tech would not let the Arkansas students cheer whatever. And you labeled it, it's not a choir, it's a basketball game. Kind of what did you think about what was going on in Hinkle Fieldhouse this past Sunday night, the fact that they seem to be a little too restrictive?
Yeah, well, I came to that conclusion, and I made that tweet after kind of reaching out to some people, and a guy on our board was talking about he was near the student section, and he didn't see anything really what they were doing was wrong, and I'm sure there might have been a couple of students that might have went a little too far and saying some things. I don't know, but from what I could tell, overall, they kind of overstepped their their authority. It seemed like, and was kind of harassing people. And I was talking to a parent who also backed up what I just said, of a parent of one of the players, and this parent was saying that, and I agree, and we both came to this conclusion. I think because the fan base at Arkansas sometimes can be so passionate and maybe over the top, according to some people, it's kind of intimidating. And I think that maybe some of the ushers or people that were there were just kind of taken back about how loud the Arkansas fans were, and were just were worried that maybe they were going a little overboard. And I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was, because of whoever's had issues with the fans, but it seemed to be overboard.
Now, whatever the reason may be, they seemed frustrated about that. So moving on from that, big Arkansas basketball game this Saturday night, Sweet 16 game against Oral Roberts. I wonder from your perspective, I know that Dudley got a chance to catch up with Chance Moore. What's the feeling you're getting from basketball recruits right now, whether they've committed or thinking about Arkansas? How much this Sweet 16 run, this postseason success that has yet to be decided yet, because they could still win, how much is there impacting their decision and their likeness to the Arkansas basketball program?
Everybody likes a winner, right? So right now, Arkansas is a hot team, obviously 24-6, and they've played well in the last part of the season. One of the hottest teams in the country, and now in the Sweet 16 and on the big stage. And I've talked to 10 different recruits, including Chase Moore, and they're all obviously very positive to what Arkansas is doing, and that's what they want to do when they get to college is go to the Sweet 16, go to the Elite Eight, go to Final Four, try to win a national championship. And when you have a school that's recruiting you, doing well, and going in that direction, it makes them a little bit more attractive.
So when you look at kind of what's at stake moving forward for this weekend, I can't help but believe this fence that everybody always, this mythical fence you're going to build around your state and keep all the best talents at home. The success over the last, say, 45 or 50 days that this program's had with that long SEC winning streak and now making that payoff in the tournament has to be building that fence up where, a Darian Ford, we know Joseph Pinion's already committed, a Nick Smith, that, some of these guys that haven't declared where they're at, and certainly none of them have signed, don't even really consider the other options. It seems like that's the direction you're headed back in fairly quickly.
Well, hey, you're doing what most of those kids are wanting to do on the next level. Like I said earlier, that they're wanting to play on the big stage, and Arkansas showing that they can definitely get there. And a lot of these guys that they're recruiting, a lot of times they think, hey, I think I'm a little bit better than this guy that they got right now. I think I can go in there and take a spot and help them, get to the next level if they don't get it to the Final Four or whatever this year. But I think anytime you have success, it's definitely something that's a great icebreaker when you're talking to kids and they're excited about your program.
Hey, let's shift gears and talk some football, because last Saturday Sam Pittman made the decision to open up practice, let fans in. We know that from a recruiting standpoint, the campus has been closed in regards to coaches leaving the campus and recruits being welcomed in for official visits. Do you know of any of the recruits? Have you talked to any of them that showed up, that were in the crowd, that got a peek at what Arkansas did last Saturday?
Yeah, defensive lineman Patrick Kute from Memphis, Christian Brothers. He was there. He's 6'5", about 280 pounds. Pretty highly recruited. He really enjoyed when he showed up. He was kind of surprised how big the stadium was. Obviously, no visits last year during football season, other than just being able to show up and buy a ticket at the game. But a lot of kids obviously didn't visit, so he was able to check out the stadium and walk around the campus and check it out, and he seemed to be very favorable. He had a Marion Harris, offensive tackle from Joe T. Robinson. He showed up, so that's very promising considering you would think that he may be making a decision in the near future. So those are the only two off the top of my head. There were some guys that were there that had already committed or signed. Cameron Ball from Georgia, the highly touted defensive tackle. That was his first time to see Arkansas, and he put a video out on Twitter saying how he was excited about his decision.
Richard Davenport with us here on the Morning Rush. You've got a lot of stuff going on right, Richard, with Arkansas basketball being where it is, football team, baseball-wise as well, being at one point the unanimous number one team in the country. As we continue to progress closer and closer to football season, I know that, and make sure it's gone from the dead period to the quiet period as of, is it April 1st or May 1st? Or am I butchering both those days?
The dead period is up to May 31st, but
okay.
like we said, it looks like things will open up after that.
How much increase of in-person stuff or in-person visit? Is this just going to ramp up immediately? What is that going to look like when that changes over, RD?
Yeah. It's going to be pretty immediate if they do indeed, in fact, open things up in June, because Jerron Willis, a linebacker from Georgia, who's a four-star according to ESPN, has already put in for an official visit June the 4th. Mile Roser, the safety from Michigan, who's announcing his decision on Sunday, and it looks good for Arkansas. He's also supposed to be taking an official visit on June the 4th, 5th, 6th weekend. So I imagine that's going to be a big weekend of official visits, and they're going to load. You're going to load up on the official visits as soon as you can. So I'm sure they're already lining up kids for the rest of the month.
Richard, appreciate it as always, buddy. Always good to talk to you on a Recruiting Thursday. Catch up Arkansas basketball and Arkansas football, and we'll do this thing next week. Hopefully we'll be able to talk about potentially Arkansas being in a Final Four, but we'll have to wait and see.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
Enjoy the tournament. So it should be a fun weekend. Richard Davenport with us every Thursday on Recruiting Thursday. March Madness brought to you by Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. If you've driven by other dealerships and they don't have the selection or the vehicles or even the number of vehicles on the lot that you're looking for as far as being able to look and test drive and walk around a wide variety of vehicles, they have them at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. They have loaded up the inventory. They saw this inventory crunch that's in the market right now coming, and they extended their resources out to bring in more vehicles than ever before right now for you to shop. So if you've looked at other dealerships and they don't have what you're looking for, hey, get by Harry Robinson Buick GMC. They have it. It's tax season. It's stimulus checks coming out. Hey, it's never gone further. Plus, they'll always give you more for your trade. They need your trade right now at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. When other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
So we heard the top of our open, Eric Musselman, being asked about when the first time he wore a polo, not having to wear a suit. He says he has one suit, and he's not going to be wearing it anytime soon. Tommy, is there any chance this bleeds over to other aspects of professional life, that men across the state of Arkansas point to that man and say, babe or mom or what's another, sis, listen, Muss is every day to work. He's just wearing a polo and khakis or polo and slacks. He's not wearing a suit. I don't have to wear a suit to our wedding. I don't have to wear a suit to this business. I don't have to do that. Is that going to translate? Now, I'm not a suit guy. You're not a suit guy. I wear, for the most part, I wear either jeans and a polo or khakis and a polo. every once in a while I'll throw on a grungy T-shirt because it has significant meaning to me. But is that going to be able to
I don't know.
Can men across the state push that agenda thanks to the head basketball coach?
I don't know, because we've become more relaxed in my lifetime. When I was a kid, you went to church, everyone had suit and tie on. You went to a bank, everyone that worked at the bank had a coat and tie on. If you a lot of places and a lot of walks of life, they wore a tie every day because that was just the carryover, because that's what their dads did.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's relaxed more. We have not seen this widely spread throughout coaching in college basketball. And I bet there are a lot of coaches that are on that other end of the floor, 65 feet away or whatever it is, that look down there and they say, man, I wish my AD would let me do that. Because no one wants to wear the coat and tie. They wear it because some athletic director or some senior associate AD says, no, that's the standard. That's the image we want to project. This is how you're going to, this is the standard.
Mm-hmm.
This is the condition of employment. If you don't like it, we'll find someone else to coach the team. And Hunter Yurachek and Eric Musselman have obviously reached some mutual ground on the fact. And I think it's good for the marketing to a degree of the program. I don't know how many more shirts. I'm sure we have got lots of people that have bought a Razorback polo or a specific one because they liked the way the coaching staff looked at it that day.
Except the frontward-facing Hog one. He wore a shirt yesterday, and I wanted to throw up. I was like, come on, Mus.
Front-facing Hog needs to go away. But I don't know that he's ever worn the same style or shirt twice. It's a different one seemingly every game.
Apparently the Arkansas baseball shirt that he so enjoys got lost in Indy somehow, some way. So kind of
Did a manager lose a bag again?
I don't know if it was the manager or the washing. Something happened, because I remember him saying something about that.
I guarantee you, in the coaching community, when they're at these coaching conferences and all everyone wants to try to figure out how to get their athletic department to be on board with what Muss is doing here, because no one likes to have to launder that suit. I think we had Zimmerman on. Matt was telling us one day about the expense of the dry cleaning bill of keeping all the suits cleaned up and ready to go, because you get in these hot gyms, you sweat through your suit. Now you got to take them over to the and get everything dry cleaned and stay on top of that. One less thing in that regard you have to do.
Yeah,
and I bet you Nike's more than happy to provide all these polos.
Oh yeah, that's something. Hey, if they want to provide the morning rush with Arkansas,
we're available.
Beggars can't be choosers. Then I think every
Put that
listener,
Morning Rush logo on it, right next to that hot. Yeah,
I'm sure that would go over well with IMG and everything.
It's our shirts, not their shirts.
That's a good point. So I wonder if that would actually happen, or I wonder if I'm just making something out of nothing.
People would relax the dress code for. The last wedding, I hadn't been to a wedding in a while. It's been a year, but we wore a suit because it's a little more formal. The last few funerals or memorial services I've been to, people weren't wearing suits. I think it just depends. You always kind of want to dress the part for the environment you're going in. Muss is stepping out of that lane a little bit, and hopefully he's changing the culture.
You know what? You mentioned weddings. One of the cool parts of the interview yesterday I did with Randy Rainwater is his wedding story.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it there because I want people to listen to it on hitthatline.com or wherever they listen to podcasts. But it was really, really cool if you hadn't got a chance to listen to that just yet. All right, so we've talked recruiting. We've talked about Muss and his shirts. What about Nolan Richardson?
Suits and boots.
Suits and boots, thinking about this basketball team. He was on SEC This Morning yesterday. Here's what the former national champion, the three-time Final Four appearance head coach said about what he's picking up from fans and what he's thinking about this team right now.
We got a chance to win a national championship again, Coach. So you're absolutely right. I haven't heard we got a chance to win a championship in a long, long time. And so now you've got all the kids are talking about it. It's nothing but great for our university. It's great for the community. I mean, with what we've been going through and this COVID-19, something good's got to happen in order to get our heads and our minds in the right direction.
I think that's pretty cool if you ask me.
But confidence, right? This fan base is gaining confidence in what's going on here to even utter the words about a national championship and feeling like you're not you're not going to be hauled off to the loony bin because you even brought it up. You're going to be laughed out of the room. So it's a legitimate conversation. You're one of 16 teams left. You're a win away from being in the Elite Eight, obviously. And, just getting to the Final Four this year would be seemingly a miracle for a lot of fans based on where we've been the last 15 or 20 years with this program. And, really the line of demarcation is when Nolan left. Yeah, his last year or two didn't go as good as the previous 15. He was here, 17 seasons. But, that's really the line of where everything changed with this program. Now you're starting to see with the line of, hey, when Eric Musselman arrived, things are getting back to kind of what they were 25 and 30 years ago.
Oh, and it feels
about
good.
Coaching.
And what I asked Muss yesterday, he joined us early at 6 o'clock yesterday morning, is the relationship that he has with Nolan Richardson, the relationship he had prior to him coming, the relationship now, and it's rock solid. Let's welcome in Ryan in Hot Springs this morning, the conversation. He wanted to joke about the secondary logos. Ryan, what do you think of the frontward-facing hog, man, that everyone else seems to detest?
Oh, I hate it too. Absolutely. So I was going to ask y'all, what is y'all's favorite secondary logo? Mine's either the, I guess it's kind of a tie between the hog jumping through the A and the hog leaning on the A.
Yeah, the sweater hog on the A is awesome. The slobber hog is awesome. There's some cool secondary logos, man, just not the frontward facing hog. I know that's like a Nike deal, but I hate that logo. I think that's like a millennial logo, and it sucks. It just sucks.
And you're talking about the slobber hog. I got to thinking while I was waiting for y'all to for my call, how sick would it be? We'll get this offense rolling like it's supposed to, and then like for one game, get the slobber hog on like the side of the helmet. How cool would that be for football?
I'm in. Where do I need to sign?
I would be so down for that.
Oh,
right.
Start a petition. Send it to Hunter.
Right.
Because petitions always work. Yeah.
It starts.
I got a funny little side note for y'all too.
Okay, real quick because we're coming up on it, Ron.
So, my brother-in-law is he's getting married in like 2 weeks, and I have a feeling he's going to be getting married in Crocs. So it's probably the least formal wedding I'll ever go to.
Man after my own heart. Appreciate that call. Crocs are. I know
comfortable.
They're very comfortable. I've got a pair that were my dad's, and I wear them a lot because they're sentimental and they're easy on, easy off, and they're comfortable. So I'm in on the Croc deal. Thanks for the call, Ryan. Brought to you by the Fence Man. Hey, if you need a new fence, powered gates, fence repairs, new gates because the gates you got are sagging, hey, the Fence Man does anything involving fencing and gates. 782-3936 is their number. Custom wrought iron installation, wood privacy, vinyl fencing, controlled access systems. The Fence Man does it all. 782-3936 for the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
All right, we'll get into a little more Eric Musselman conversation coming up on the Morning Rush.
On the Road to the Final Four with the Hogs is presented by Forest Green Incorporated, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley.
Individual awards and all that, that's all.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Car wrecks involving big rigs can be very complex, so the sooner you get me involved, the better. This is why you need to have my number in your phone, because this could be you. I'm Phil Votaw. You never met a lawyer like me.
I want to tell you what my friends Jason and Sarah Everett have to offer you at the Game Day Lodge. A pool table, the poker table, bago, arcades, private basketball court. There's an outdoor pool and also a heated indoor pool open year-round, just a few steps away from Game Day Lodge. Game Day Lodge is just a 5-minute drive to Moonshine Beach on Table Rock and just a 5-minute walk down to Table Rock Lake. 10 minutes from Silver Dollar City. This lodge has 10 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 2 laundry rooms, 2 fully equipped kitchens, and 17 televisions, plus an outdoor fire pit when it gets chilly outside. Game Day Lodge features some of your favorite teams, including Arkansas, Dallas, and Kansas City. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can make a reservation by just emailing them, reservations@lakelodges.rent, or check them out on Airbnb and Vrbo. Game Day Lodge is your #1 destination for family weekends, golf trips, Arkansas away games, corporate retreats, and so much more. Game Day Lodge in Branson. You'll never want to leave.
Attire.com. Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Chris Dooley for a free insurance review. 646-6792.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Moody opened 3, Moses, and he drained another one. Moody's feeling it right now. 12 points for Moses. Hogs back up by 8.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Brought to you by Breeden RV Center. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
We'll be live on the road at the Sweet 16 in Indianapolis. Ty's going to be there live tomorrow morning. We're glad you're with us here. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. If you want a backyard of your dreams without breaking the bank, Burton Pools and Spas can help you with that with 15-foot semi-in-ground pools, less than $10,000. So you can fit this in the budget. You can make this work, and then for years to come, vacation in your own backyard. Day in, day out, night in, night out. Enjoy your pool with your family and friends. And really turn that backyard into the place everyone wants to be. 6121 Zero Street in Fort Smith for Burton Pools and Spas location in the River Valley. In Springdale, you'll find them at 725 South 48th Street, just off I-49 at the 412 exit, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
So we heard Tennessee whiskey coming in, Tommy. What are the odds that we hear Arkansas being played at some point in Indianapolis this weekend? They high, they low? They through the roof.
That has become one of my favorite songs.
Is it?
Yeah, Jenkins was asking yesterday a song to kind of get you jacked up going into the gym. I don't know if that one's the one. I'm never fired up about going to the gym. You just kind of go in and get it over with. But that's a song, whatever you're doing, going to play golf, going out with the boys, whatever you're doing. That's just a great song that when it comes up in the playlist, I love that one.
Yeah, my
that's a great Stapleton song. And I know it means more to us here than probably anywhere else, but that's a great one.
I got a friend that after every Arkansas win, he blares that song. Just bust your eardrums. Doesn't care. He's going to just send that. It is nice to have. You have the fight song. You have Hey. Is there another Arkansas-based song that when you hear it?
I mean, get Clay on the phone. We need some Basketball Jones, Basketball Jones, We'll get Clay to sing it. He does a better job than that.
Is that our Country Roads? Take Me Home. Is that the equivalent of that?
I don't think so.
It's not there yet. It's got to fester a few more years, basically.
But Arkansas is become a fan favorite. They ought to play that right before tip a lot of times. I know they get the band involved and different stuff, but I think that's what you get. That's something in football, between, when the band's not in the. I think that's when you could get the stadium kind of at that next level right before kickoff with that. Play the hook out of that song. I think Reynolds Razorback Stadium would erupt.
1,000.
Do that right before kickoff this year. Band's not back to where they need to be. You need some kind of music. That's the one.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. We'll take
as the team breaks to come on the field for the opening kickoff. Fire that up.
Just get her going. So you got a 100-year text though. You can text him that, right?
He can text me about it.
He can text you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. You're even higher than the Arkansas's athletic director. So, basketball-wise, it's not just Arkansas that you're excited about this week. It's the fact that you're in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 1996. And one of the things we brought up with Richard that I want to readdress is just the importance it is for recruiting. The fact that every single high school basketball player across the country is seeing your branding, is seeing your head coach, is seeing the joy and the excitement your players seem to have in following wins. And to me, there's not a better situation you can have right now if you're Arkansas basketball other than making it to the Final Four, winning those 2 games. I think the recruiting's it's not going to drop off anytime soon, right? You can't see a scenario that happens, especially with as talented as an in-state recruiting class there is next year. You always just say with Arkansas baseball that they don't recruit, they select.
Yep.
That's the phrase that you like to use. Arkansas basketball is not that. Football sure as heck isn't. Can Arkansas basketball ever get to a point where they select? They don't recruit. Can they etch into that NC, Kentucky category?
They were there with Nolan, and that's really, though, what kind of led to the downfall is that attitude. I don't think you may actually be doing that, but does Dave Van Horn really have that attitude, that swagger that, hey, we don't recruit, we select, and kind of pompously, arrogantly throw that out? I would say no. I don't think anyone has that feel about how Dave goes about filling his roster. You may be actually able to do that like a Duke or a Kentucky or a Blue Blood Kansas someday, but I don't think you can. It's about how you carry yourself, and do you walk around with that printed on your T-shirt? We don't recruit, we select, I don't think you can. I don't think you can just throw that around
just yet. But you can't. You don't think? Do you think Arkansas will ever be able to do that?
Well, you're
not
there. Number one, you're not even close to it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, baseball is. Basketball, nowhere close to it. But if you get to that point, that's my point. If you get to where baseball hadn't won a natty, we know that. We painfully know that.
All
but
too well.
They're still able to recruit at that level. Alabama doesn't seem to wear that on their sleeves. That we don't recruit, we select, but they do. So I just don't. I think you got to be careful about how you.
You don't want the arrogance to be pushed on the kids where it's too much and it's almost.
The problem is it leads to people within your organization that quit working hard. They don't feel like they have to work hard to recruit. That the recruits will come to you. Well, that's not how it works. Somebody will outwork you and make that kid out there believe that they want him more than you do. So,
How many coaches do you think are actively outworking Eric Musselman and his staff on a daily basis? Less than you can count on your hand?
I mean, I think they work hard up there. They clearly work hard. So I mean, and the results are manifesting themselves right now. Hey, before we go, if you need to get a PCR test and you want the results the next day, or you got to travel and you got to have them quickly, or work's requiring them, where do you go? They've got a drive-through location for Natural State Labs in Fort Smith, plus they have locations elsewhere. They give PCR COVID testing from 8 to 1 and get you the results the very next day. There's nothing worse than the anxiety of worrying and waiting on the results of your COVID test. Well, you can get them the very next day with Natural State Labs and have that peace of mind. PCR COVID testing, Monday through Friday, 8 to 1, Community Bible Church, 9201 Dallas Street from Natural State Laboratories.
One more segment. Recruiting Thursday is headed your way.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
I absolutely love your show. I can't listen to anything else on the drive to work in the morning other than the morning rush.
Burton Pools and Spas has the perfect solution for buying a pool without breaking the bank. Enjoy quality family time this summer while keeping cool when the temperatures get hot with a semi-in-ground pool. 15-foot pools start at just $99.97 at Burton Pools and Spas. Enjoy your semi-in-ground pool this year from Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Fort Smith's best option for PCR COVID testing is fast, accurate, and delivers next-day results. Arkansas's own Natural State Laboratories has a PCR COVID drive-through location at Community Bible Church from 8 till 1 Monday through Friday. No appointment is necessary, there's no out-of-pocket cost, and test results are available the very next day. Whether you've been exposed, have symptoms, need to travel, or just need peace of mind, PCR COVID testing is available Monday through Friday, 8 till 1 at Community Bible Church at 9201 Dallas Street from Natural State Laboratories.
Bryn Higgins Trucking in Mulberry is immediately hiring for weekend and part-time local and over-the-road driving positions. Go to work for a great family-owned business transporting frozen and refrigerated goods since 1997. At Bryn Higgins Trucking, you truly are part of a family that cares about your future and your family. Contact Bryn or Connie today at 479-997-2366. That's 479-997-2366. Or apply online at brynhigginstrucking.com for weekend and part-time local and over-the-road driving positions.
Introducing Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar. Full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero. 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
When was the last time you looked forward to seeing the dentist? Well, if it's been a while or you haven't had the best of experience with dentistry, meet Marcy Van Ash McKinney in Family Dentistry. They take care of it all. Crowns, bonding, dentures, bleaching, and cosmetic dentistry. They even offer oral consciousness sedation available for your comfort. That's Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry at 807 South 21st. Call for an appointment today, 494-7600. That's 494-7600.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Kentucky will play it out. Shepard look to the bench. He'll drive, and it's taken away by Arkansas.
McDaniel, the number one man in steals in the SEC, number 2 in the nation, picked it off.
I'm going to try this call-in number.
Call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
My first official call-in.
Last segment on a Recruiting Thursday here on the Morning Rush.
You asked for it, here it is. You know.
Yeah, no, it's coming. I knew it was on the way because I got Tennessee whiskey in Arkansas paired up together. I'm telling you, I'll probably hear this blaring in Indianapolis this weekend, assuming Arkansas is able to get it done. This could be a karaoke song that we hear at Wild Beaver Saloon on Saturday night.
Well, we'll be too busy working.
I'll be working.
Yeah,
I won't
you won't
be able
be
to
there
go.
in the Wild Beaver Saloon again this week. So
I had my
I've
fun
got a
last
lot of
week.
assignments for you, young man.
It's serious.
Get you
It's tunnel vision, all serious,
Exactly.
all gas, no brakes, nothing but work.
We're brought to you by
My nose is about to hit the iPad.
Right. Pinocchio over here. Vision Exteriors, great company. Glad to be associated with JD and Josh and this crew over there. They do a great job with high-quality material and workmanship. If you need windows in your home or siding on your home and you want to know what you're getting, what you're paying for, and who's going to get the job done for you, that's Vision Exteriors because they have great communication, great customer relationships. That is so frustrating when you invite someone to do a job at your home and then they don't communicate, they don't show up on time, they don't follow through on their commitments. That's not going to be your experience with Vision Exteriors. Free estimates are a call away. Call JD at 285-2333. That's 285-2333. They'll come out and tell you about Energy Star rated windows and with lifetime warranties, siding that has very low maintenance to maintain, that won't fade in color, and has a lifetime warranty as well to give you the peace of mind. They can arrange financing, so windows, siding, and things to make your home look better, guttering, lots more. 285-2333. That's 479-285-2333. Love where you live again with Vision Exteriors.
So we've heard from Nolan Richardson about the basketball team and kind of what he feels about it, what the fans are telling him about right now. We heard from Eric Musselman talking about suits and how he desires to never have to wear one again. Where is the one event, Tommy, that Eric Musselman would be having to wear a suit? Is the funeral the only place where you see him wearing a suit?
I'm not sure.
Would he even wear it to that?
I don't think so. Maybe. See, you can get away a lot of times. If I got something I think I might need a tie or not need, I'll put on a nice shirt and a sport coat.
Okay.
Good pair of slacks, and off we go. It's not the sport coat that bothers me. It's the dadgum tie around your neck. Uncomfortable. The collar itches.
Those stupid ties, man.
And it's not the tie as much as I don't want to have that button, that top button up there around my neck for hours on end.
You just doesn't do it. It's like
still. I mean, it's just not comfortable.
Are you one of those guys at a wedding reception wants the pristine, serious bride eventually walks down the aisle? Then you can kind of relax because the wedding's essentially over and you can have
ceremonies
fun now.
behind you.
Ceremonies behind you. Do you undo your tie a little bit, or do you keep it as is? Does Mrs. Laura scold you if you undo it a little
she
bit?
didn't scold me for that.
What does she scold you for?
It depends on. You'll know the truth. It depends on how fat my neck is at that moment. At what rate am I operating at? Have I been on the treadmill enough? Because if the shirt's too tight and it's buttoned up real tight, that's uncomfortable. I'm probably not even buttoning it to go to the wedding. But if I've been like you, I've been eating the clean cookings. I've been on the treadmill 3 miles a day for months on end.
Playing basketball last
that
night.
Shirt might fit a little looser, so it's probably more on me than it is on the bride and groom.
I will say I'm
not going to go buy a new shirt because I'm only going to wear something I might have to put a tie on maybe once a year.
That's fair. After driving 10 hours both ways, I tried to run 3 miles, couldn't make it, made it to 2, and then played pickup basketball last night and only ran 3 games.
That wasn't physical. That was mental.
What, the basketball?
No, the running.
Yeah, I was exhausted. It's a change of pace type of thing, but who knows, man? Maybe the tie thing will work out. Got to get back on the wagon, if you will. Hey, speaking of getting back on the wagon, your bracket probably is awful right now, as mine is. Now, it might not be as abysmal as mine is, but
and his is bad, folks.
It's bad.
Yours can't be worse than Ty's.
It can't get any worse. But you do have an opportunity at hitthatline.com, thanks to B-Dubs and Farm Credit, to kind of, in a sense, reassess where you are with this whole college basketball thing right now.
Yeah. What you can do is come in, and if you didn't get signed up originally with us and you didn't meet the deadline, come on back, sign up right now. You can pick the Sweet 16 and on in. If your bracket's busted like ours is, hey, come on back right now and pick a whole new bracket for that. It's all online, hitthatline.com, our $1 million bracket challenge presented by Buffalo Wild Wings and by Farm Credit. So it's all right there for you. And again, if your bracket's busted, hey, we still got great prizes you can win, but you got to get in there this week.
And we got a couple live shows coming up. You're going to be at Eat My Catfish today, this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be at the Game Day Lodge April 5th and 6th for the national championship. Now, I think Jason and Sarah Everett, who own the Game Day Lodge, are making their way to Bankers Life Fieldhouse this weekend. We're gonna have to figure out if Arkansas ends up somehow, some way getting to the last weekend of this whole thing, what we're gonna do. This may be the opportunity where
I guess we're gonna watch the games at the Game Day Live.
No, as in this could be the opportunity where Jenkins slides in and goes to Indy.
Oh,
we're
really?
doing it potentially. I would think so. I think he'd be up for that too.
Well, somebody's got to run the board.
Oh,
so
that is a good point.
I think we could go, and then Ty's been on the road and traveling so much.
He has.
He stays here.
That's a fair trade.
Might have to happen.
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't think your liver could handle a third weekend in a row.
I'm a
Can't
Swiss.
handle 9 trips to the Dirty Beaver Saloon.
Yeah.
It's first of all, it's the Wild Beaver
Oh,
Saloon.
yeah.
Let's make sure we get
The Stately Beaver.
the establishment that has been so kind to Razorback fans these last weekend and this weekend. Let's make sure we give them some respect for what they deserve. I wonder. Hopefully, Arkansas, that will be played in Lucas Oil Stadium. I think that Arkansas is going to have a pretty dominant fan base over Oral Roberts this Saturday. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't know how these tickets fall. I mean, there's so many. I mean, I guess all of it's on secondary market. You've got to find somebody that that perhaps got a corporate ticket. It's really unclear as to what in the world is going on with how the NCAA is doling out these tickets. Have you figured out that mystery?
It sure seemed like during the previous game, though, that Arkansas definitely did have the crowd edge against Texas Tech, didn't they?
Okay, but how do you
get it seemed like
one?
it on TV.
Or is it all secondary market? Is that how they're doing it?
There's not that many tickets they're divvying out.
Right. I mean, so how the ones they are divvying out, who's getting them?
Big dogs.
Well, but they're still getting out to the pups too somehow.
Secondary market, I think, is what a lot of it. And if you're a corporate sponsor and you're not going to use the tickets, either sell them or give them up. Like, there's no sense of having empty seats when an already I don't know if uncapacitated arena is the right word, but when you're capped off at 25,000, give these Arkansas fans that would take out a second mortgage on their house if they can just get a seat.
Yeah.
These are starved Arkansas fans. They're finally getting fed after 25 years. I mean,
just give them the tickets. Just give them away.
Just give them away.
Just give them
man.
away.
Just give them away.
What a business plan that is. Just give them away.
I don't know who the corporate who's the corporate sponsors them. Is it like Coke? Who are the corporate sponsors? They don't need
Coke's one of them.
They don't need the extra tickets. They don't need the money. Just give them away.
Sure.
Giveaways.
Throw them away. Give them out.
No, there's a difference between throw away and give away. Make sure they're adequately used.
The financial bottom line is the same. Yeah, just give them away. I just don't know how my question is, it's very unclear, and it's probably for a reason that it's not transparent, how these tickets actually get distributed. Because there's a handful that go to each university, and then there's handfuls here and there. But how does the general public get lucky enough to lay their hands on a set?
I just get frustrated for Arkansas fans when I see all these empty seats, and it's clearly not at 25% in Bankers Live Fieldhouse or Hinkle. Now, they play in Bankers Live on Saturday night, and I would anticipate
Bankers Live's what, 17,000 roughly?
Yeah.
I think that's right. So there ought to be about 4,000 people in the building. Now, you've got a better feel because
20,000.
20. Okay, so there ought to be 5,000 people there. But the shots watching at home on TV certainly don't look like there's anywhere close to 5,000 in the building.
And we discussed this a little earlier in the week. The actual closest sections to the court.
Yeah, but even when they take the widest angle and show the whole building, it looks like there's nobody in there.
No, there's no disagreement from my end. There's just I think it's frustrating for a lot of people in the Arkansas administration who are getting berated in the Razorback Foundation when there's people angry and mad. It's like, why aren't we getting these seats? Why can't we buy these seats when there's not 5,000 in that arena? And listen, I get it. Like, you've been waiting on this for 20 some odd years, and it's finally here. And to no fault of your own, you can't go.
But let's also remember, this is a Sweet 16. And yes, it's been 25 years, but let's not act like this is the finish line here.
No.
I mean, so, let's not go all out on a Sweet 16. The Sweet 16 isn't the golden ring, it's the brass ring. Let's understand, we want the gold ring. The gold ring is the Final Four and the Natty. It's getting to the national championship game and winning that one. So, as excited as many are about the Sweet 16, I temper that a little bit. Save some in reserve, because what you really want to do is be there the next weekend, obviously. So I know that's not a feeling you've had before or something you've witnessed before at your age, but I'm telling you, there's more in the tank for this program than this weekend.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of angry money financial talks if Arkansas wins this weekend and gets to next weekend, because then you're going to have the husbands and then the diehard wives who are Razorback fans that blew $1,000 going to Indy for this weekend. They make the Final Four.
I wouldn't say you blew it. You invested.
You invested it, and then next thing you know, they somehow, some way make the Final Four.
Turn around, do it again.
You got to turn around and blow $2,000 instead.
Well,
and it's just like,
listen,
sweetheart,
how often is this going to happen?
Exactly.
I mean, yes, you may be on the brink of something special happening in the next 5-6 years, but you never know. This may be the last chance in 10 years. Who knows?
Exactly. When in 1994, you thought, hey, this going to be something we do forever, perennial. And you did it again in '95, came up short. Sweet 16 in '96, and you've wandered through the wilderness
ever since
for 25 years.
Let's hope you don't wonder Saturday night. I'm going to be on the road in Indianapolis thanks to Forest Green Incorporated, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley. Appreciate all of them helping me and helping our morning rush coverage, our halftime coverage, and our Ruskin and Zach coverage, as well as hitthatline.com and ESPN Arkansas. Get to Indianapolis for the Sweet 16, your first Sweet 16 since 1996. For Tommy Kraft, Matt Jenkins, I'm Tyler Richardson. Don't spend the rest of Thursday sitting on your hands. We'll talk tomorrow from Indy.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready